everybody. Welcome to the Monday Sound Stream, where we have Hasbro news, and a almost guaranteed Dragon Ball tangent, even though there's not Dragon Ball news. Yeah. Welcome to the show. I am, of course, joined by my wonderful co-host. We have Ryan Darklaw643.
PSA people. Shadow the Hedgehog is one of the coolest characters ever. That's the end of the PSA.
And if I say Shadow Generations is a better game than Sonic Generations, am I going to get attacked?
No, I agree. That
Cool.
game, Shadow Generations is... God, that game's so good.
It's so good, I don't want to blow through it too fast, and I'm, like, savoring it.
I know, right? The most funny is...
Yeah, and we also have...
Also, speaking of Dragon Ball...
and we have Jerry, Fighter Cows. Welcome.
If they're in a Dragon Ball tangent, I'll make one.
Also, everyone, congrats, Counts. He finally got the job. We always keep talking about these past streams.
Yes, he got the job. We're very happy. You want to tell the audience about it?
Well, the hilarious thing was I thought I didn't get the job because I got an email, but then I go today to see everybody in person, and I'm like, hey, I got an email that like the job has been filled. I guess I'm screwed, huh? And then they're like, you got the email, the job has been filled because you filled it. That was an automatic email. Like, wait, what?
Now, all I imagine is like the end of the original Evangelion anime where they're all doing the clapping, but it's to you, Kels.
Oh, jeez.
It's all the automated emails. Just all clapping. Let's see. Joe Carmona says, any Power Rangers news this week? Not news, but I do have a Power Rangers topic, which will come up in the entertainment section. So there's that. Oh, I forgot to put the outline up. I forgot something today. It was bound to happen, but let's put the outline up so everybody knows what the format of the show will be. Click. I just cleaned my desktop this weekend on my computer, so it's all organized again. There we go. There's the outline for the show today. Giant Man's here. You guys can see. He's chilling.
He's chilling back there.
He's chilling back there.
And hoping the move seat doesn't get him.
Hoping the move seat doesn't get him. Giant Man is here. He's really good. Except there has been it's kind of widespread at this point.
It's become a very widespread because I've seen multiple reviewers get the double side eye.
Yeah, so I got double side eye. I already contacted Hasbro. They said they're going to send me correct side eye in mid-November.
What was it that I think you said on the Discord where it sounded like the lady behind the call got like 100 calls about this already? Sadly,
yeah, because I started describing like what the issue was, and she was like, "Oh, okay. Which eyes do you have duplicates of, and which ones do you need?" I was just like, all right, let's do this. She had a whole process, a whole form fill out, like get this number from this part and this number from this part, and email me this photo, and then we'll send it out to you. So
I think that surprisely shows how widespread it is. If that's the case.
I do want to journey Giant Man's been on.
Yeah, he's been on quite of a journey, hasn't he? I was gonna say I will do a short on him, but I'm gonna wait till his eyes come in so I can be like complete, and then because filming him is going to be kind of a pain, and I'm going to have to film his eyes, his correct eyes for the rundown. So I'll just wait till I have the full.
That's an out of context phrase. I'm waiting for his eyes to come in.
Yeah. Speaking of shorts, though, I got movie Colossus in, so he's going to be up this week. Tomorrow, in fact. I forgot to upload the short, but I made it.
Remember, always label things in the fridge.
Yes, exactly. So he's coming up. There's gonna be a couple Halloween themed videos Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday we'll kick off November with a new Sentai Showcase episode, and that'll be fun. So
is it depressing that we're almost at the end of the year?
It kind of is, yeah. I was like, I'm going to make Sentai Showcase monthly, and then I decided to do like 4 viewing guides back to back, so that didn't happen. But yeah, another Sentai Showcase on Friday, and then Halloween video on Wednesday, and then a Halloween short on Thursday. So I've got it mapped out. I just gotta
hey, you want the Halloween short? Just show Giant Man's altered faces.
That is a good one. I have Chopper's Halloween Adventure though for Thursday for Halloween, so it's gonna be fun. And yeah, I don't know what else is going on. Oh, I'm not doing a video on her, but I got Kamen Rider Majade's Figuart today, and she's really nice. She turned out good. So figure good. Recommend if you're looking for her. She's cool. I don't feel like reviewing her because there's already a bunch of reviews of her, and I don't have anything to add to the conversation. So I was just like, and I didn't review Gotchard, so.
Oh yeah, Figuarts too. Kamen Rider. I always keep forgetting.
Yep. I have one Kamen Rider on order still, and it's Valvarad, and then after that, I think that's it. I think that's it. Master Ben says I should stream Luigi's Mansion. 2 problems. 1, I don't have a capture card. 2, I don't have Luigi's Mansion.
I know you. As far as you don't have them, that'll be up your alley.
You think it would be, and it probably is. I've just never bit the bullet to actually buy a Luigi's Mansion game. I played the arcade game like several times, so it's not like I haven't played a Luigi's Mansion, but I just haven't. I don't know why. I think it's because I didn't have Luigi's Mansion 1 on GameCube, and then I didn't feel like owning it on 3DS, and then the Switch has only done 2 and 3, right?
Yes. No.
Yeah, my sequentialism is telling me I need to play 1. Yeah, there's a Luigi's Mansion arcade game. It's really cool. Like, you get the little like vacuum thing, and it's like it's a light gun game.
Just with Techie, just shoot NPC again. Technically, we should just shoot Darkstalkers.
We should just stream Darkstalkers. That's an option. As for streaming on Halloween, TBD, because I'm not exactly sure what my scheduling is going to be. I do want to stream MVC again when the retail version comes out.
That's November 12th, right?
November 22nd, I think. That's what GameStop told me when I went and picked up Shadow. So. Spindish is much better than the lame Ghostbusters game with the ping pong balls. My round 1 has a Ghostbusters game, but the ping pong balls all like vanished, so you just shoot at the screen and the ping pong balls don't even matter, apparently. It just it works without it. Yes, Muteki, I picked up Shadow Generations at GameStop because I wanted a physical copy because it has.
You get the Gerald's journal,
yeah,
or Gerald's diary. She would usually call it with how small it is.
Yep, and the alternate cover, which is rad. I still need to buy the digital deluxe, but I'll probably just wait when Keanu gets added.
Does the reversal cover have the spine? They said the PS4 spine.
No, it has the logo, but it doesn't have the PlayStation logo on it.
Oh, that was annoying. That always get annoying with Ultra reverse cover.
Yeah, they did that with the Marvel games too.
Yeah, I always get annoyed because I wish the Ultra reverse covers had to still the console branding on it, because I want to look consistent on my shelf with the rest of the games, and if it doesn't, then that's like with the normal cover scenario.
Yeah, I think the only game that I got with a reversible cover that has the proper spine is Spider-Man's all-in
PS4
one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Spider. I know the Spider-Man PS4 had that because I did that and it looked the same.
Okay, so Fonzie mentioned the Sonic Adventure skin code not working, which is true. I saw a Sega support article that said they're going to fix it. Spin Dash says it works as of today. Let's test it right now. I need to put the code in still, so let's just test it on stream.
It's so weird because I got the digital deluxe edition, so it just came normal for me. So I never. The Sonic GN costume didn't work for a bit, but thankfully the next day it worked. So woof.
Yeah, I think that was one of those you had to wait for the release day things. Also, the physical copy came with this ad that's like, "Go buy the digital deluxe," and I'm like, just give it to me. I don't know.
I got the Terrio skin.
It also has an ad that's like, in theaters, Sonic 3, and it's just like the shadow face from Sonic 2, because this was clearly printed before they had a poster.
Yeah, it's cool. You can definitely tell that I think Paramount gave like zilch to a lot of the marketing team in terms of renders into recently.
Yeah. All right, let's put my code in. Should I say the code out loud on stream? That'd be fun.
Be that one person that accidentally showcased all his Nintendo eShop card money codes.
Yeah. It's funny because I always try to hide my digital codes from movies when I'm doing Blu-ray hauls, even though I've already redeemed them. Okay, yeah, code works now. It's redeeming.
Speaking of movie tree, now people are finding movie Wave 2, 5-inch Wave 2 stuff in Target already, but there's already been listings and such for a Wave 3 with Super Shadow and Gerald as figures. Fun. So keep an eye out for those when you see them, people.
Yeah, I back ordered Knuckles and Supersonic on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's funny? Because then you get Mephiles. Because you finally got Mephiles on Thursday, was it?
Yep.
So I just find it funny the timing.
Mephiles showed up on Thursday. I've had him on back order since March.
Yeah, the day of Xiao Jin's release.
Yeah.
I just find that funny. I find that funny.
He had to return so he could return.
I want to assist!
Can you imagine that? Like, it took since March for that back order to come through.
I wonder if that's intentional or not. The stocks
no
happen. I mean, you got lucky because I back ordered Metal Sonic 3.0 and my order got canceled, which is frustrating.
I was surprised that like mine came through. Okay, I don't know what mistake he's going on about, guys. just let him be. He's fine.
It's a bit frustrating because all of it. I've been hunting for Neo Metal and Metal 3.0 because I can never find Metal 3. I always can find Heavy Kings for easily.
I keep finding the wave that Neo Metal is in because I keep finding the Sonic with the packaging on the back that shows Neo Metal.
I found one Target had Rouge, which I was tempted to get, but like I was tempted to get, but like I already have a Rouge. I already have someone who doesn't have a Rouge get her scenario. Yeah. I'm not that kind of collector, but like I've been trying to find.
Was hyping me up for the code. Okay. Yeah, no, Jack stuff's still hard to get, but
it's so I don't know what happened in terms of why they stopped doing the Amazon listings or slash because the thing is because the Prime subs on Sonic Prime and the movie subs on Amazon, but not the main line. I'm like, come on, please, keep doing that.
Crazy. Okay, while Ryan takes a look at our list of people who are in our text chat, let's go over last week's videos. So
welcome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna refresh because I can't.
Yeah, you refresh. I'll go through the videos real quick. We had a video discussing the Nacelle Star Trek action figure line. Very good comment section. Very interesting. A lot of people bringing their perspectives, different talking points into it. I did email that video to that email address for Nacelle, so for their ideas and stuff. And so hopefully they see it, and hopefully they take a look at the comments as well. I thought there was a lot of great comments down there, a lot of different perspectives. And then Friday reviewed Yusei Fudo's Rebel Tech release. Certainly a figure.
Those hips. Like I hate those hips.
He's very weird, but there's a lot of detail in there.
He does at least look better than the Jaden because the Jaden I heard looks horrible.
Yeah. And then adding to this, if you are a channel member, I forgot to do this. I was going to do it on Thursday, and I had some like IRL stuff going on, so I completely forgot. There's a director's cut edition of the Blackheart Wave Marvel Legends shorts. If you're a channel member, it's the same exact stuff that's in the regular shorts that have already been up on the channel, where it was part 1 and part 2. So those are there. But if you're a channel member, you get, basically it's the same exact shorts, content-wise, but you get them back-to-back, and everything's in 16:9, so there's none of like the panning and sliding thing.
How painful was it? Well, how painful were you trying to put the Blackheart figure together? Because he's spiky.
Okay, so this is the funny part about Blackheart is I saw a lot of people complaining about him being spiky and hard to put together. I collect Spawn figures, so it was just a Tuesday for me. I didn't even feel anything.
Also, okay, I'm not sure YouTube's being weird right now, but we have 38 people watching, but it's only showing me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, not calling you, in the proficient box thing. So that might be just a classical YouTube glitch, sadly. There.
All right, let me see if I can do it. Thank you for the super chat. Should pose Yusei with SPD yellow. Yeah, that's clever. That's clever. I see what you did there.
Is that a live action
voice actor, Joe?
Oh, voice actor.
Because Deca Yellow was Deca Yellow. Yeah, what? Yeah, no. Yeah. God, my brain. Let's do the participants real quick. Yeah, it's doing the same thing for me. It's also showing just 9 people.
Yeah, so sorry we don't name shout you. Blame YouTube.
If we miss name shouting you guys out, just pop in the chat and say hey.
Welcome 94 Kun, Forever 1 000, Dr. Grid, Jesse Mendez, Kaiju 1954, Kamen Jojo, LPH, Master Band, Muteki, and Zeltrex.
All right. Anybody else just say hi?
Psycho-O's.
Psycho-O's. SSJ4 Jason. Just give everybody a moment. Kamen Jojo, Venom 3 review. Okay, so I saw Venom 3. Here's my IMAX collectible ticket that I got at 4 p.m. on a Sunday, which means not that many people came through. Toma.
I would say that the movie has brilliant marketing. I love the marketing.
It does. But my mom brought up a good point. She's like, I didn't see like anybody from this movie doing like press tour interviews on like normal stuff. And I was like, yeah, I think they just marketed it through social media.
Because they know people just want to watch it for the funny goo man.
Yeah. And so as a movie, I thought it was a great finale to the trilogy. I thought it had a lot of heart in it. I will say that it kind of ran to the same issue I have with the first two movies, which is when Eddie and Venom aren't on screen, I kind of just get bored.
When we get to the fireworks factory,
like there's a lot of people like doing stuff in like a science facility, and I'm just like, when's Eddie and Venom coming back to the screen?
Oh, sorry, Jesse. We for mispronouncing your last name. We're horrible at pronouncing names.
Yeah, if you want to give us a phonetic guide, we'll gladly pick it up. Master Ben, I did see Beetlejuice. I talked about it back when it came out. I saw it opening weekend. It was great. So, anyways, Venom Last Dance. If you like the first two movies, you'll like the third one. They're very much in the same like boat together. I thought it was a good fitting into the trilogy. I think the stuff that's the weakest is the stuff where they try to make an interconnected universe between Sony movies, but that's nothing new.
So Tuesday for Sony.
Yeah, no spoilers, obviously, but if you're going to see how cool Null is, go read a comic instead, because Null is barely in this movie. And I just kind of feel like, in a lot of ways, I kind of want this to be Sony's last, like, Spider-Man-less Spider-Man movie, because I'm like, that's a good note to go out on, but Craven's in 2 months.
I say Santa, Craven. That's right.
Interesting thing. So, I know it was IMAX, and I know that, like, not that many people were in the theater, but, like, they didn't play the PG-13 green band trailer for Craven. They played the full, like, hard R red band trailer in front of Venom, even though Venom was a PG-13, and I've never seen that happen before. It was just weird.
I mean, isn't that graphic, really?
It
doesn't
was.
Look that graphic.
It really was that graphic. It was a cut of a trailer where, like, a dude's, like, face gets split in half on a tree trunk, and was, like, ripping limbs off, and there was blood everywhere. My mom was just like, I thought I came for a PG-13. I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now. Because Deadpool 3, like, if you see Deadpool 3, all the trailers in front of it will be, like, R-rated appropriate trailers, because it's an R-rated movie. But, like, Venom 3 is PG-13, but Sony's just like, we're selling Craven off violence and people being thirsty for Aaron Taylor Johnson, so we need to at least promote both in our trailer.
Oh, he's in that movie?
He's Craven.
Oh, really? I didn't recognize
Aaron Taylor Johnson is Craven. It's funny because I don't even think he's playing Craven. I think he's playing Craven's son. Because Russell Crowe is in it as his father, and he's more like actual Craven. Also, he has the origin of Catman from DC, so everything's just a mess.
I know, right?
I'm not going to go see Craven in theaters. I'm going to be totally honest. And I also will say that watching Venom: The Last Dance after having watched, I've seen Madam Web and Morbius and the first two Venoms, right? I've seen all of them, right? What makes Venom endearing and why the Venom movies have been popular versus Madam Web and Morbius is that Madam Web and Morbius, and I legitimately mean this, the characters aren't endearing because they all look like movie stars in slightly, like, uncomfortable situations. Like, Jared Leto's Morbius is supposed to be dying from, like, some rare cancer, and yet he always looks completely pretty in every scene.
That's my favorite part of the Venom. Tom Hardy always looks like a bum.
Tom Hardy, like, spends half this movie not wearing shoes and cannot get a shirt that doesn't have a stain in it. And he's got, like, he just looks like a normal guy, and it's so endearing.
I love it. Yeah, that's the thing why the Venom movies work, because it's just two lovers going on adventures being silly, and all the crazy stuff happens. Like, it's the modern day Bill and Ted.
It is, yeah, and it's so fun. But yeah, if you've liked the first two Venom, you like the third one. If you haven't liked the first 2 Venom movies, don't even watch the third one. You're not gonna get much out of it.
Yeah, if you're already not a fan of the movie Venom, you're not gonna be a fan of the third one scenario. I would say the hot ones. The hot ones segment.
The hot ones segment was great.
It's one of the best things they did. It's also got that Dog Man. I do love people using that clip for inappropriate stuff because it's so funny.
Kaiju 1954 says, "Why hasn't Sony made a live-action Spider-Man movie that isn't Peter Parker but many other Spider-Men?" Your guess is as good as mine, because boy, does that seem like the obvious answer this whole time.
I mean, hey, we're getting a Spider-Man Noir.
We are getting the Spider-Man Noir show, and
because we're getting set photos of that, and honestly,
he actually has a suit. That's a start.
I love the suit. It's so simple. It's so simple, but I just like it. I just like it. Just literally a trench coat with ski mask with goggles. Yeah, very simple.
I like it. I think it's great, and it looks awesome. My only concern is that from the last episode, and it's like the whole season's getting him to being in the suit, because that's kind of a Sony trope.
Well, I think it's Nicolas Cage, so I think we're safe still for entertainment.
I think it'll still be good. It's just the question of will it lean into the superhero side or?
Now, my favorite part of those behind the scenes was seeing the people in the cars. They're so excited, going like, "Hey, Spider-Man on top of our car!"
Spin Dash says, "Is there anything that links back to the main MCU?" For Venom 3, technically yes. It's right at the beginning of the movie.
So that's
they replay the No Way Home post-credit scene with Venom. With Eddie. Mm-hmm. They replay it because the movie starts with him getting ripped back to this original universe. And they show you that same bar with that same bartender, but in the Venom universe as opposed to the MCU.
He's a constant.
Yes, and they brought back that same actor to play the bartender, and he's great. So it kind of links back, but it's not impacting the MCU. But I will say, as the only dialogue spoiler, is I think it's funny. This is the second Marvel movie in a row this year to have a main character go, "I am tired of this multiverse shit." That is an actual line that Venom says. Like, if you ever want to know how poorly managed the multiverse saga of the MCU was, it's got Deadpool and Venom going, "Can we be done?"
Also, there could be only one blade. Maybe never another blade.
There'll only be one blade. LPH says Spider-Man's fault for having Null be free. Nope, not. They wrote a completely different thing for Null to make it fit this movie. So. Yeah. Spider-Man 1954. How does Eddie know Peter was Spider-Man that got pulled into the MCU? Okay, so the reason that happened was explained in the Venom Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene. It's that Venom explained to Eddie that all the symbiotes are hive mind linked across the multiverse so that they know everything the others know. So because Topher Grace's Venom knew that Peter was Spider-Man, then that means Tom Hardy's Venom now knows that Peter is Spider-Man.
Oh.
Common Jojo, will Venom 3 lead to Spider-Man 4? Nope. I'll tell you this much. Venom 3 has one of the most conclusive endings I've seen in a superhero movie in a long time, and I gotta give him a lot of credit. Now
I want a Venom call. Like, "Oh, do you hate Spider-Man? I hate Spider-Man. I hate Spider-Man. Shake hands."
All right, it's time. We didn't Dragon Ball tangent this time. We Venom tangent. That was a little different.
Which is even better.
We're gonna do some Dragon Ball tangents maybe at the end.
Venom. All right, Venom trap. All right, Venom trap and betray in the hyperbolic time chamber. There you go.
That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious. He comes out and he knows how to do
jeez,
crazy stuff with weapons.
You ever seen those TN fan cam memes of that? It's like that.
Yeah. If TN locked in.
Locked in, yeah.
All right, let's get on to the news here. All right. First of all, the Ghostbusters Plasma Series Ecto-1 Haslab is...
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, because I'm not calling it Ectomobile. 35 days to go. A few more days left for the early bird. It is at 7,489. Let's see if it's updated. This thing's been going steady.
You think the FOMO's gonna happen the last of the first week?
I think so. Because what is it? When is the deadline for Tully? So if
I like you sound like he's gonna die as soon as that's gonna...
They're calling it 2 weeks till Tully. Okay, they set me up there. It's November 2nd is when Tully is the cutoff for him is. So if you want to get the full package and make sure you also get Tully and you're going to back it now. I think it's climbing steady, so hopefully it will continue doing so, and we'll get that extra figure, and then everything else is gravy. Yes, I backed it, Psycho. I backed it within the first hour.
That's a good marketing strategy. Back it in this amount of days, or totally gets it. Just threatening his life.
Like, you love Rick Moranis, prove it. All right, Kaiju Night 54 asked an interesting question while I prepped the first news segment. If Boo swallowed Venom, who would assimilate who? Discuss.
And then when Kirby comes in and swallows them both, what happens then?
Let's leave Kirby out of it for now.
We
Cass,
are
who do you think? Who do you think we become?
Yeah, we are Boodum.
I'm actually trying to do the math. I'm actually trying to do the math in my head. Like,
well, which Boo?
They would have to.
It would have to be Super Boo, because Super Boo's the only one that absorbed people.
Unless the magic of Boo keeps Venom in a cocoon, I don't see why Venom wouldn't be able to be like, all right.
But would it just be like what Super Boo with like the spider logo in the chest, and maybe the or he has a tongue? I guess he gets the teeth. I guess his teeth is already sharp.
Yeah, I guess I was about to say he just turned black, and then he'd have maybe the spider logo, and that would probably be it. But would Super Boo retain as the dominant personality, or would Venom overtake him?
Probably, because Magic Humbo Jumbo.
That's really the magic of Super Boo.
As we all know, magic's always the weakness of science fiction, as multiple series shows.
Spendesh says, Kid Boo absorbed the two guys become Fat Boo. I forgot that because I like to block out Kid Boo.
What? What's wrong with the gorilla?
No, the Kid Boo arc is just so Naruto boat arc paced.
Unless you watch Kai. Kai approves it.
I haven't actually watched Kai Boo Saga. I need to do that.
It improves a lot of the pacing.
I'm very, very close to just, when Daima's over, doing a Dragon Ball rewatch in order. Because that kind of sounds fun, honestly. A robot, a giant man just nonchalantly sitting on your bed watching you and your boy's antics. Yeah.
It's like, hey.
He's not looking at us correctly, though. He's looking to the side.
Yeah, he has that side.
I turned his head, so at least he's close to looking at us. Benjamin Wiseman says, Tully isn't the deciding factor for me. I think it's a great deal, but the decals really bother me. They should have been paint decos. They're too important to be decals.
They
did talk about that during 1027. They said they're working on getting the decals to be removable and restickable.
I think because I think it's possible. You've seen those those window stickers where it's easy to go off with the back on scenario.
And they said currently the stickers they are testing have up to 5 uses, and they also are planning to include multiple stickers.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's glad. Yeah,
so
that's good. At least
they definitely listened to the feedback on that, and they're trying to work it out. They also said there's 7 different signs for the LED display on the Ecto 1A's roof rack, with different phrases on it.
Back, Louis Toy, because you're not. What's the space of quotes? You are not made of stupid.
Yeah. So there's some good stuff. I think that was the biggest thing from 1027 for the Ecto 1 was they are working on making the stickers removable because they know that people want to be able to, put them on the way they want to do it and take them off if they want to, and including duplicates definitely helps as well. Positioning. Okay, so yeah, Spin Dash and Benjamin both bring up a good point. It's up to us to position them correctly. Yeah, that's probably going to be the most annoying part. The thing I was trying to figure out is if they could have done it with swappable panels, but I think that would have required the car would have had so many more panel lines on
those will be giant chunks.
Yeah,
chunks, that's the problem.
And I just don't know without including like a whole second chassis for the car.
It's more cost effective to do the sticker route scenario.
Yeah, I do agree though that I would have preferred some kind of solution to have them line up better, but they said they looked into magnets, but it was cost prohibitive. It would have made it a lot more expensive. So Yeah, good point, Paul Track. Stickers always have an expiration date. I think my dad's idea of you just position the car at an angle, and so you have one side be the Ecto 1 and then one side be the Ecto 1A, and then you just shift it in your shelf depending on which side you want displayed.
You say stickers do have expiration date, but I've seen some old Lego sets that stickers still work on. So
that's true, but does anybody know Lego's magic besides Lego?
It always depends on the quality of stickers, and we all know Bandai's is the worst. No, actually, no. Hold on, Hasbro stickers should be horrible. Look at user. Sorry, Saber.
There is one more, because the other thing I was thinking about too is that, like, oh, what if they just put the stickers on themselves? But then I was like, oh no, actually, because I remember Power of the Primes when they put a bunch of stickers on at the factory and they just did not line up. So
they were horrible.
Yep. You guys ready to talk entertainment news?
Yep.
Let's talk. All right. Boom. Entertainment news. So, first things first. The Animation Guild is currently in negotiations to not go on strike with multiple studios over concerns of generative AI protections for people that work in animation, as well as proper pay and proper benefits to not have animation treated as a second class in Hollywood in every single category. So the Animation Guild delivered a petition to Netflix. They had 800 members march on Netflix and are demanding that the AMPTP, which is the organization that negotiates all these things for the studios, it's one collective unit for everything. The actual Animation Guild, though, is asking for more signatures on this petition. It's helping their cause, so I'm going to drop the link right here. And if you guys want to help support them, did that load correctly? Let's find out. I will link it again because I don't like the way that looked. Just gonna remove that. So this is the official Animation Guild petition. If you guys want to sign it and help them out, because I'm hoping, because animation has been going through a rough patch, and
have you guys seen Uzumaki past episode 1?
I've seen clips.
It's animation is. We really need more support for animation.
Mm. All right, and speaking of animation, current monopoly and possible mail theft, Crunchyroll. The mail thing I'm not talking about as a news topic, but if you go on,
it's definitely too complicated to talk about.
It's too complicated to talk about, and we need a full resolution. But the short story is that if you go on the Twitter for David Wald, he's a voice actor. He didn't get any of his fan mail for like 5 years. From
and not just for him, multiple actors.
Multiple people are finding out that it is possible that Funimation and Crunchyroll both were getting rid of people's fan mail and doing some other stuff, and it's being investigated. So it sucks, but if you need more reason to take Crunchyroll, there you go. The other thing is, getting back onto the topic, the Gridman Universe anime movie, which is the sequel to SSSS Gridman and SSSS Dynazenon, was released in Japanese theaters in March of 2023. Crunchyroll licensed it at that point and announced in July 2023, after screening it at Anime Expo, that it would get a theatrical release later that year. That never happened.
Did they say that?
They said that after the screening. I went and looked it up. That never happened. And despite people poking and prodding them, the movie was not released in any way, shape, or form after that Anime Expo by Crunchyroll. After that Anime Expo screening, there was no official way to watch the movie. However, some people noticed on some flights through United Airlines, you could watch the movie with English subtitles. Now, that wasn't a Crunchyroll-specific service, but that was the only official way to watch the movie. Now, finally, after over a year of poking and prodding, and over a year since the Anime Expo debut of the movie, Gridman Universe is now on Crunchyroll as of October 24th. Now, just because we got this far doesn't mean that we are free of pain. They have not dubbed the movie. The voice actors want to dub the movie. There is no sign of a dub of the movie. Also, they licensed the Dynazenon compilation movie, but not the Gridman one, because I don't know what happens at this company, but they seem to be completely incompetent.
Also, the subs are the same as the airline subs, apparently.
Yes, apparently they are the same subs as the airline.
I don't know. That's a funny. That's a Crunchyroll thing or classical Super Riot using the subs they have scenario.
Yep. But you can now stream Gridman Universe on Crunchyroll in North America, Central America, South America, Europe, Africa, Oceania, the Middle East, CIS, and India in subtitles of English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Italian, Arabic, and Russian. And then the Dynazenon compilation movie will be in North America, Central America, South America, Europe, Africa, Oceania, Middle East, CIS, India, Pakistan, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and the Maldives, starting December 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific. No idea why the Dynazenon compilation movie gets a wider release than
Spin clarify. The airplane subs were the same as uses AX.
So they're one sub-track the whole time around.
So I guess they were Crunchy subs then this whole time, which is fine because apparently the translation is not really great from what I hear.
It may not even be Crunchy subs. It may be Super Raya like SEA subs that.
Classico. Yeah,
and then Crunchyroll didn't bother like resubbing it because they didn't even bother releasing the movie. They've been just licensed squatting on it for more than a year. Welcome Horned Overlord. Yeah. So, anyways, that's fun. Any further thoughts on at least the movies out there?
I'm glad. I know some people were like, "Why did we get theater?" Like, look, at this point, I'm just happy we can get it now. I don't care if it's not theaters, and also it's more accessible. It was on Crunchy, then did a small theater run.
If they were going to do a theater run, they would have done it over a year ago.
Yeah, look, at this point, I just want people to see the movie, even with the flaws of the subs. Apparently, because the movie's great. I wish it did have a dub because the plot for the movie. Great, but it is one of those very complicated plots where I think wish there was a dub so easier to follow.
I definitely enjoyed Gridman and Dynazenon even more. I definitely enjoyed Gridman and Dynazenon better with the dubs than the subs, and I don't know if that's just because I watched them a second time, but they just kind of made more sense to me because they're such dialogue-heavy shows. They're
very dialogue. Yeah. The Gridman animes are very dialogue-heavy, so having an English dub helps you get the information in your head easier than reading the subs scenario.
Spin Dash says generally nothing too wrong with the subs, just some changes to proper noun translations and weird line or two. It's pretty serviceable. Okay, so it's fine. I watched the movie a year ago, other places.
Because
I was like, if Crunchyroll's not going to release it, I'm just going to go watch it. I will buy a Blu-ray if they make it, but we'll see if that happens. All right, moving on.
If we don't get a dub at that point, it's a lost cause, Natalie. Yeah.
All right, Power Rangers fans. Sentai 5 is the first person I've seen do this so far. I know a few people were as well. The Power Rangers Heritage Auction that's still going on, which the bidding has gotten kind of nutty.
How nutty.
Streisand effect. When you call attention to something, when you try to hide something, it ends up getting more attention than it would have if you didn't try to hide it. Essentially saying do not bid on certain items cause those certain items to go up in price. So, anyways, the auction's going on, but Sentai 5 has put together a Google Drive folder of all of the pictures plus the descriptions from the auction. It is a full archive of the auction itself. So I'm going to drop the link to Sentai 5's Twitter here. Big shout out to having that done. And you guys can go snag that. I am really glad that somebody did this. I did a community call out tweet, not like a call out tweet, but like hey, is anybody going to be archiving this? Because I feel like we needed to do it, and Sentai 5 has done it. They have archived the entire thing, so much appreciated on that front. I wanted to share that with everybody. So cool stuff. Also, if you're on Twitter, go follow Sentai 5. Good account. Couch, you got any thoughts on this before we move along?
So yeah, while it's still happening,
Yeah, I'm glad that we got this all archived because the Star Trek fandom did this with the Star Trek fandom did this with the props that were auctioned off by CBS Paramount, and it's been great for reference material. Corey Robinson says, "What's the use of an archive?" Well, now we have details on what props are made out of, costumes are made out of, how they looked. Multiple photos of them.
Behind the scenes information also.
Behind the scenes information. So, for example, Zeltrax was talking about using it for custom figures and props. Other people might be cosplayers trying to recreate things and be like, what they used to make this look this way. and that kind of stuff. It's really helpful. It's history. It's archived in case we need it for something. It is important. Like we talked about for like 2 whole hours on the live stream after the catalog came out. There's a lot of info in here that we never had any idea about before. So now we got all of it in there, which is great. And I'm so glad he included the descriptions as well, because that is, I think, an essential part of it. But yeah, if you're looking to download all of it, it's like 3.5 gigabytes. So it's good stuff. Any further thoughts?
No, it's great.
No?
Archiving,
Glad it's being archived, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next news story. Spider-Man 4 is officially happening. This is from Variety. Tom Holland will be starring and producing Spider-Man 4. He's been talking about how he's been back and forth with the powers that be about the story, because he does have a producing credit now.
Oh, he wants to be behind the scenes too, huh?
Yeah, that's smart. He made them a lot of money with No Way Home, right? So now he's going into a new contract, add some new stuff. This is going to be coming out I believe it's July 24th, 2026, which means it'll be coming between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Destin Daniel Cretton, director of Shang-Chi, is confirmed as the director for this movie. And he, it's going to start production mid-2025. That'll be, actual filming, and it should be pretty cool. I do think that there is, and this also, by the way, this news did come out of Tom Holland's mouth. He was on which show was it? Jimmy Fallon. He was on Jimmy Fallon. He said, next summer we start shooting. Everything's good to go. We're nearly there. Super exciting. I can't wait. So it is happening. And Destin Daniel Cretton doing a Spider-Man movie, I think is going to be great. Because he directed the hell out of Shang-Chi.
That is the MCU film I will always defend. Because that film is good.
It's so good.
Yeah,
and
I actually did. I finally saw it. I put that movie off for a while.
It's good though, right?
It's the most anime MCU film.
And it has such great action scenes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with Spider-Man.
Will we finally see a live action Maximum Spider?
There's a non-zero chance that happens now. Yes. Kaiji 1984, whatever happened to Shang-Chi in the MCU? Story-wise, who knows? Behind-the-scenes-wise, Disney and China. There's some things.
And to be fair, and I want to say that because as someone is saying this as like one of the biggest fans of the movie, Shang-Chi's the character you don't need to keep coming back. I think it's one of those like would be great to see him come back, definitely, but like. He's not like, oh, we need to see what happens next kind of character. Just characters.
Yeah, I think he's going to be one of those characters that I would love a Shang-Chi trilogy, but I'm also like, Muteki, China did not like Simu Liu because he's Chinese. His family was immigrated from China to Canada, and he talked about how much better their lives were when they got to Canada. And China
rightfully
didn't
so.
appreciate that, and then they blocked the movie from release in China.
You saw the costume scene, but you saw in the newest Rama, Netflix Rama remake, they replaced Rama's China overalls with Smile because they really want to get away from China that badly. Yep.
Probably a good
I've been watching Rama, yeah.
Yep.
So, anyways, I think Shang-Chi, like in the comics, can have like Shang-Chi has a solo book for a while, and then he's like a guy that shows up during events or like crossover stuff, and I think that's like the best time for him to do stuff, So I kind of feel like the MCU could use him in that. Like I would love to, what I would love to see, and I don't know if this is possible, but it'd be really cool, is if Shang-Chi shows up in Spider-Man 4.
That'd be really cool.
I think that'd be a cool
because I always view Shang-Chi as a street level hero alongside Daredevil, She-Hulk,
and
Spider-Man.
He was just in the gang, and Shang-Chi was just part of the gang war event with Spider-Man and Daredevil and She-Hulk and all them. So I think that would kind of be kind of a cool way to bring him in. I also expect Brie Larson to show up as Captain Marvel in this movie randomly because she shows up in every movie that Destin Daniel Cretton makes. That's why she had a cameo in Shang-Chi. Is because of the director, so I kind of feel like.
Oh right, I forgot she was. Yeah, she was in the meeting scenes, right? I forgot.
Yeah, she was in that mid-credit scene, and that was wise because she likes that director and will show up for him. Kind of like how Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson will show up in each other's projects. Hollywood's always a place of who you know, and so I kind of expect a Captain Marvel cameo, which would be kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to this. I think this sounds like it's going to be fun. I do think the timing of it being between Doomsday and Secret Wars says to me it's going to tie into those movies in some way.
I hope that doesn't like hurt the film because hurt the film. I hope it's like Ant-Man and the Wasp, where it will connect, but at the very end. That's its scenario.
That's kind of what I'm kind of hoping for too. Welcome, Soulman. What was the other thing I was going to say? The other interesting part. Tom Holland's supposed to be doing a movie with Christopher Nolan that's also set for a July 2026 release, so one of these got to move, but I think it's not going to be Spider-Man. I think Christopher Nolan should move his movie because I think that too much Tom Holland is going to be too much in the same month. They're like a week or two apart, so we'll see what happens. But also, Tom Holland's doing a Christopher Nolan movie. Good for him. Anyways, we're not going to speculate on what China likes and doesn't like because they're a very fickle government that will only release certain movies if it appeases them.
No gays.
Yeah,
I've studied Chinese and I still and learned about, and I still can't tell you.
Welcome, Jeremy Carr, who is reminding people to hit like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and join the Discord, and also check out the channel memberships if you so wish as well.
Just don't like send them Winnie the Pooh, or else I think you will get in trouble.
Yeah, that is a thing that they're really sensitive about. All right, ready to move on to some comic book news that I put in the entertainment section because there's only like 2 headlines.
Hey, they're entertainment.
They're entertainment. Yeah, I was like, there's not enough comic news to make a separate tab and a separate chapter time. All right, so for Black History Month, Marvel's Voices special will be Storm Life Dream, which is going to be a one-shot all about Storm. They've been doing this. They did these Marvel Voices one-shots. They're like anthologies for a couple years. But this past year, they've been doing one-shots on one character. So we had the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider special for Hispanic Heritage Month. We had... It
was for Pride Month, it was the Destiny and Mystique wedding, right?
That's right. Yeah, the Pride Month one was Destiny and Mystique's wedding. The Native American Heritage Month is Kahori. And then for Black History Month, it's going to be Storm. I'm all in for more Storm. Her current solo book is amazing, and it's only had 1 issue. It's already my favorite X book right now. She's in the Avengers, and now she's getting a new one-shot, which will have... writing is going to be done by Angelique Roche, John Jennings, Curtis Baxter, and Brittany Morris, with art by Karen S. Darboy, Edwin Galman, and more, cover by Taryn Clark, and a variant cover by Lucas Wernack, coming out January 29th. It will be an anthology, just like the others have been. It's just going to be focused around Storm as opposed to multiple characters.
I imagine it's going to be different. I imagine it's going to be different eras of Storm, I imagine.
I think that would be kind of cool. The Robbie Reyes special was kind of like that, where it was like one present day, one flashback, and then like...
Did he finally get out of the void?
No, he's still in the frickin' void, and I gotta think that someone has a plan for him, and he just has to stay there for a little longer.
Oh, was that Ghost? Is that Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance? Was it the Vengeance? The
Spirit of Vengeance comic? It might involve him. It's currently it's just Johnny and Danny, but it's starting to include more Ghost Rider stuff that we haven't touched in a bit. So we'll see. Or he's gonna come back in Avengers. I don't know. And Dr. Doom's like, none of the Ghost Riders are listening to me. Robbie, I'll take you out of here if you work for me. And then Robbie would be like, are you going to take care of my brother? And Doom would be like, yes. And be like, all right, maybe we have a deal.
he will be part of the Doom's Academy.
Yeah. Corey Robinson says, I feel like doing only one Voices character a month's a bit limiting. Wishing it was 2 or 3. They did that for like 2 or 3 years. And I have enjoyed them, but they're good. They're also sometimes a little frustrating because I remember one of the Marvel Voices Comunidades issues for Hispanic Heritage Month. It had White Tiger and Reptile, and that was the first time either of those characters had been seen in years, and they haven't been seen since. Like, they just got a 10-page story, and then they just got forgotten again.
So frustrating. Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing about those things.
So it kind of felt less like a celebration and more like an obligation. So far, I think and there was the same issue with the Pride Month issues as well, where it was like, here's characters you haven't seen forever. All right, you'll not see them again.
It's why I bought I think it was the Marvel Voices issue with the Spider-Verse where it had Silk in it, because Silk stories are rare.
Yeah, exactly. And so I like that they are mixing it up. I think we should, do multiple characters anthologies again. But I think doing like a year of focusing in on characters they're using currently and giving them more of a spotlight, I think is great. And it's working so far. I feel like it works. And also I will add that like the Robbie Reyes special also helped set up Phantasma for the new champions. The Pride special for X-Men also set up some other stuff for the X-Men books. So there may be other characters that will appear like in Storm Life Dream besides just Storm, because that's kind of what they tend to do. So it's good stuff. I'm excited. More Storm is good. Let's see. Welcome, AR. All right, let's go to the next thing. This was I forgot this, and it's not in your guys' notes, but the next ongoing Star Wars comic is going to be Star Wars Legacy of Vader by Charles Soule and Luke Ross. This covers by Jarek Chu. It's basically going to follow Kylo Ren's story up until Force Awakens. So it's like his early days and stuff.
Finally, we're finally getting sequel era stuff.
Finally getting sequel era stuff. So we don't know. This is the only ongoing Star Wars comic at the moment because the Battle of Jakku is like 3 miniseries that are coming out like every other week for like a couple months. But this is our first like ongoing of the new era. This starts in February, and I think it sounds great because I got really dang tired of the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi gap that they were in for like 5 years. It was just like I was like, how much stuff happened before they went to rescue Han? This is getting ridiculous. So I'm glad we're diving into.
I'm glad we're finally getting sequels because that's the problem. That's what the sequel trilogy needed is those gap fillers, and we're now getting it.
Oh, does Legacy of Vader take place between episode 8 and 9? He's wearing his episode 7 look on the cover.
It might be just cover only scenario.
Let me see. Oh no, it does say after slaying his master, Supreme Leader Snoke, Kylo Ren is now the leader of the First Order. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm down with that. If that is his look from. Oh my God, are they going to explain why on the Rise of the Resistance ride that technically takes place between 8 and 9, he's still in his Force Awakens look? Because when they made that ride, he didn't. Even they made that ride, they didn't know what his look would be when the actual ride.
And then, will we have Kyle file here that does speak?
Maybe. I'm even more interested now because now it's not as much of an obvious.
I can't wait for years later down the line when the sequel trilogy yields. I can't wait for the stories of so if you want to back when the film came out for Rise of Skywalker, if you want to know how Palpatine returned, there was this game called Fortnite.
I think what's funny is like with the Fortnite stuff, right? Like back when I was doing, Star Wars as a kid, I was getting like Jedi names off of Gogurt. And the Fortnite thing just feels right in line with that,
Yeah.
Like there were Jedi we didn't know their names until Gogurt packages had their names on them. And so the Fortnite thing didn't bother me because I was like, that's just weird Star Wars marketing. We've always done this. MJ Klein says, speaking of Star Wars, I'm thinking about creating collected editions of the Star Wars comics. I recommend, if you're just starting, they're just starting to put out modern era epic collections for Star Wars, which is all the Marvel stuff from 2015 onward, the current like canon stuff. They just put out this first volume of Star Wars and the first volume of Vader's out soon. That might be easier than tracking down the individual trades because those trades are like 10 years old now.
Yeah, they're old.
And they're going to be more comprehensive because they'll have the crossovers placed correctly in them. So I'd recommend looking into the modern era epic collections. And if you're looking for the Legends stuff that Dark Horse printed, they're just about to put out the last classic era epic that means they have done every Dark Horse comic in epic collection at some point. And then also like every old Marvel comic is also in epic collection. I recommend looking at the epic collections for the Star Wars comics is basically what I'm saying. Because they really have done a great job collecting Star Wars in those. So there we go. All right, you guys ready for some Blu-ray news?
Yep.
All right. I realize the screaming pain of putting Jiraiya on the cover for the volume where set 5 of Naruto Shippuden, guys.
Sadness.
I saw this cover and I got a little crushed.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know, and it would have been fine if it was just Jiraiya, but they put those two damn frogs, and I know exactly what era this is. Yeah. We don't have an official episode count, but it's the next 26 or 27 episodes of the show. So I'm excited. This is coming out January. We're getting close. Volume 6, I believe, if I've done my math right, it's either Volume 6 or Volume 7 will be the last of the SD episodes that need to be upscaled.
So it'll be a lot more faster. These sets will come out more faster after that.
I think so. I think once they're native HD, like, they should just be able to just toss them on a disc, right, Kaz? Like, if they're native HD, they should just go into a disc, I think. Makes the most sense. So, anyways.
I remember Bleach was like that when they got to the HD era.
When they got to the HD era, it just started, like, pumping.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Psycho said, when did they start Naruto? I think the Naruto Blu-ray started in 2021.
Yeah, you did. I remember you did videos when they first came out of those.
Yeah, let me go check. Let me see when box set 1 came out. That's the manga. I need the Blu-ray. Dear Amazon, I typed Naruto set 1. I didn't mean the manga. Alright, fine, I'll go to Crunchyroll store. 2020, Spin Dash said 2020. Okay, that was...
Okay, yeah, figure.
Yeah, oh, Crunchyroll store doesn't have the date on the page, because it was before they monopolized.
Yeah, that was back during Right Stuff.
Yep. I bought the first couple volumes from Best Buy, actually. Fun fact.
Oh, so ye old times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, so it was November 3rd, 2020 was set 1. So we've done pretty good that we're like already up to set 5 of Shippuden in 5 years.
How many sets? How many stars do the Shippuden sets have on the side? How many sets does it get?
Let me go back and double check because I always forget and I say it wrong. It is, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. It's going to be 18 volumes, so we're still...
18?
Still 13 more to go.
Boy.
94 Coon says, I also got the first 2 sets at Best Buy. Yeah, the Best Buy was carrying them, so I was like, I walked into Best Buy and I was like, I'm going to buy these. I waited till Volume 2 came out before buying them, but 13 more volumes and we're done. And Boruto's already done on Blu-ray, and the movies are all out on Blu-ray, so yeah. Pretty impressive, actually. I think the only thing that's missing is Rock Lee's Ninja Pals.
Ninja Pals, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they'll do that. Who knows?
I'll get that one because I actually really love Rock Lee's Ninja Pals.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. SSJ4D says Ninja War is going to be 5 or so volumes. Yeah, because they keep stopping and doing filler flashbacks.
Yep.
I'm still not done with that Ninja War. It's draining the hell out of me. But I'm getting there. But anyways, so I'm excited to see that these are still going because I will keep doing it. All right, next up, Fraggle Rock has escaped Apple Plus. So Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock Season 1 is coming out on Blu-ray. This is great because this was an Apple TV Plus show coming out on Blu-ray. This will be coming from Sony on November 19th. It will be all of Season 1, all 14 episodes, I think was what it was. So pretty cool. I'm glad that this finally escaped Apple TV.
Hopefully Monarch can escape also.
Yeah, I hope so too, because both Fraggle and Monarch are not owned by Apple, so that helps. If they're owned by Apple, low chance, but I think that Monarch should get out. Now, this was aired in 2022, so about a 2-year delay. Not too bad, but, maybe Monarch will come out with Season 1, like, when Season 2 comes out, possibly. All right. The next Ultraman Blu-ray is coming on December 10th. We're getting
Ultra Galaxy Fight.
Ultra Galaxy Fight, New Generation Heroes, The Absolute Conspiracy, The Destined Crossroad, plus Ultraman Regulus and Ultraman Regulus First Mission.
The complete story, like, well, at least for now.
Yeah.
Absolutely storyline, pretty much.
So pretty cool. I love the title design here, where they put the Ultra Galaxy Fight wide enough to cover the 3 posters, and then just
I really like the cover. I really like the cover for this. I really like the cover for this. It's actually really nicely designed, such.
The Amazon listing went up There's no English dubs included according to the packaging. That may change. Sometimes the packaging.
Yeah, that might change. Yeah.
And the packaging says 3 discs, while the listing says 2 discs. So
because welcome. We mentioned Ultraman Wheels appears. Because they're practically movies. You can find all the
right.
episodes together.
Yeah, Dr. Good asked to include the director's cut. I ran the runtime. It does seem like it's going to be the director's cuts, not the individual 5-minute episodes, which makes total sense.
Which makes sense. Or 10-minute episodes for episode and Destin.
Yeah. I would love to watch me some freaking episodes that are 5 seconds long. I mean, it's minutes, but
I know. There was some of those episodes where the credits were longer than the episode.
Yes, exactly.
So I definitely think these are the director's cuts. It makes the most sense.
There's a reason why people ask me about what's my thoughts on the Ultra Fight series currently, and I said, having this giant serialized overarching series that's then split into less than 5-minute shorts, where literally
to be fair,
shit gets cut off in the middle of exposition is dumb.
They bumped them to 10 minutes at the very least by episode.
Well, yeah,
I still think
you still got 2 minutes of
because I remember which one was it? Was it Destin Crossroad that they streamed on Ultraman Connection, where they just were like, "Here's all of it."
Where it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if I recall, you had to go to the bathroom during a part of it, and you missed
yes,
a good chunk,
because they didn't tell us what the runtime was. They definitely play better in the director's cuts when you can pause them.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, AR. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Heroes. Yeah, Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a good comparison.
At least they actually had the full story on Dragon Ball Heroes, where you want the full story, go read the manga.
Yeah.
Manga.
Anyways, I'm glad these are coming out though, and I especially really like the Regulos and Regulos First Mission. I thought those were great, so I'm glad that all of it's included in one.
I would say,
would you like to hear a funny Ultraman story?
Oh, what?
Sure.
So sound out. You remember how earlier this year, Earth Garon, the core was missing, and Ami contacted Bandai.
Oh,
and Bandai
super chat from Mateki. So this says good intro. Who haven't seen Ultraman? If you like action stuff,
if you like heavy action, the lore's just gonna go straight over your head.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore stuff.
Do you like your Koichi Sakamoto gun fu wire action crap?
Action, yeah. If you want this popcorn action fun, then yes. But you want to get
it's fun to watch, but it's it's a bad story. So the Earth Garon core.
Yeah,
they sent it to me,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so they sent it to me, and if I recall, and you recall, Dad got it. And I told him, don't bring it over here, keep it here, because why bring it over to my house? Because, 1, I'll forget it, and 2, if it's in your house, I can put it into Earth Garon.
Yeah.
Well, my dad didn't put it in the BTS box that Earth Garon was sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, he's like, I left it on your table. I come here today. It's been 8 months since I've seen him due to his heart crap, due to the kidneys. And I finally come over, and I'm like, so where's the Earth Garon part? And my dad's like, Jesus Christ. And now we're in this giant search for it.
Oh, no.
And we can't find the core.
Yeah, AR, these Ultra Galaxy are more like Comrade Outsiders for Ultraman. It's a better comparison.
That is a better comparison, yeah.
I think that,
hopefully you can find that Earth Garon piece in your house, Wheels. I wish you the best.
I know, I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
I think these will come
because the last 3 days... The last 3 days, I'll just be sitting here calmly, and then I turn into Will Ferrell when he cut Conan O'Brien's beard and mustache off, and I'll just flip out and just shout, "Did you look for the part yet?" And Jerry's just like, "Oh, geez," I'll just get weirdly jokingly triggered and just be shouting it out of the weirdest times, and Jerry just gets spooked every time it happens. I'm like, "You find the part yet?"
Because I know the feel.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jamie's World.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, last thoughts on this before we move on.
Yeah, I would say you probably would come with a dub because it'd be weird if just said it because the other Ultraman movies had their William Winker dub, so
I feel like it's just a packaging error thing. I don't.
Yeah, because the Rube movie said it has the English dub. Nope.
Yeah. So this will be coming out in December. We'll know for sure then. Good to see. All right, next up, Disney Plus has announced more 4K Blu-rays. There's a few asterisks here. So
I do love we're just calling them waves. I do love they're just calling them waves, like action figures.
Yeah, I know, because that's what they do. They release 4 at a time. It was funny with Wave 1. They announced the first 4 at a time, and then they released on separate days. Whereas, like, Wave 2, they're like, here, just get all 4 at once. And Wave 3, it's like, here's all 4 at once.
What's called the Jam DeLorean, but I'm like, that's not what it's
Jam
called.
DeLorean. So anyways, Wave 3 of the Disney Plus 4K Steelbooks. We got multiple releases. Let's just go through one at a time. First up, Mandalorian Complete 3rd Season. I kind of consider this the last season because I doubt they'll go back and do a 4th season after doing a movie.
I mean,
people thought Simpsons was over after the movie.
Yeah, but that's different. Simpsons was a network TV show, not an expensive streaming show on a platform that's losing money every day. So
I mean, it's totally Book of Boba Fett season.
Well, you know what would help them not lose money?
Not spend so much on these
Macross
shows.
Finally on North. Well, I was gonna say putting Macross finally on the North American servers.
That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, Ryan, as you're saying,
isn't Book of Boba Fett just for season 2.3?
Yes, which is why it's frustrating that Book of Boba Fett ain't here because that's it's not like a show I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to spend $65 on Book of Boba Fett, but like we kind of need it. I hope it's in the next wave. I hope they're just like,
hey, it's the first time I naturally enjoyed Boba Fett. That wasn't like the few old school books, like the old school books that tried to make him super edgelord.
So anyways, I think the Steelbook packaging, as always, looks beautiful. This will contain all 8 episodes of Season 3. You'll get bonus features including Honoring the Magistrate, a tribute to Carl Weathers. That's a perfect bonus feature. Galactic Legacy, the Creatures and Droids of the Mandalorian, and Forging the Covert, Part 3, which is kind of... Those are all new bonus features. None of those have been previously released before. AR says, I had the first 2 Steelbooks seasons, so I might as well pick this up too. Yes. The good part about this, so these are going to be made by Sony as part of their deal with Disney.
Are these the first Sony releases?
These are the first Sony Disney Plus releases. They're going to have Dolby Vision and Dolby Audio on the discs, which is a big problem that people have with the first 2 ways, is that they had Dolby Vision on Disney Plus, but not on the actual Blu-rays. That's now been put in. That's probably a Sony thing. They're like, hey, people would really like this. Because, you know, Sony as a company sucks, but their home video division's pretty good.
Oh, it's great. It's super great, especially when they license it out to like Mill Creek and all of them. They're like, yo, hey, take our TV shows. We don't care. And they're like, hey, yo, you want all of Godzilla on disc for $8? And I'm just like, yeah. Okay.
So anyways, that's going to be good, is that there is going to be Dolby Vision on these 4K discs. The bad part is that for those that have only been buying before, they were doing a 4K and a Blu-ray SKU. So there was 2 versions of every set. They're not doing the Blu-rays this time. They're only doing the 4Ks. And so for those that only buy Blu-rays, that is super lame and super frustrating. Because these aren't combo packs of 4K and Blu-ray. They're just 4K. The reason stated for that, where was the actual quote? I know it's in this article. The quote, let's see. It's not to say that the Blu-rays couldn't follow at a later date, but apparently the previous Blu-rays didn't sell well enough to include them now, at least initially. So we'll see, because I could see a situation where they're like, can we sell the same amount of copies if we just sell 4K? And then when they can't, they'll be like, I guess we need to also put out a Blu-ray.
Let's you know what I imagine they might do?
I think it's a Disney thing more than a Sony thing, guys, by the way.
You know what I imagine what they can do? I imagine they might release a complete series Blu-ray like budget set later on for like some of these series, like Loki complete series budget Blu-ray set. That's the way I see. I can see. I mean, that sucks for people who pick up. I mean, it's one of those sucky things that you pick up the Blu-rays for season 1 and such. But like, you know, I imagine it's the only way we can get the Blu-rays for these.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those. It's like one of those catch-22s where you're, you know, but it sucks if you don't have a 4K player, because at least if they were 4K Blu-ray combo packs, you could still pick up the same release and you'd still have your Blu-ray discs. But I've seen this happen with a few things. We were talking about like Transformers 1, for example. There is a DVD and there's a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. There's no standalone Blu-ray.
Why are we now getting rid of Blu-ray, man? Like
according to the sales charts, DVD still outsells Blu-ray and 4K. But when a big 4K release happens, it eats away the Blu-ray market share. So essentially, like, the way that the industry has interpreted this is that people will either buy just DVD, or if they're going HD, they'll all go all the way to 4K.
Yeah,
which I don't think is 100% true.
Yeah, because I imagine how they view it is, DVD, everybody gets DVD. That's like the, that's the common people. Like, they want something to watch. They don't really care about quality. They don't get the DVD because it's cheap.
Yeah.
4K is the you're a film buff. You care about film quality and buff, so you're gonna get 4K. So that's, they view DVD for like the common normal consumer. 4K is the premium high end. You're a movie buff guy. Blu-ray's in that middle where, I guess it's the problem.
And here's a factor to include as well: Target pulling out of physical media, because Target was selling mostly Blu-ray. Walmart sold mostly DVD. Target sold mostly Blu-ray. Target would sometimes carry 4K, but that was more of a Best Buy thing. Best Buy drops. Target drops. Walmart's only going to carry. I noticed they carry DVD and 4K. They don't carry as much standalone Blu-ray. So it kind
depends, really.
I think that the retailer support lack also is a problem that leads the studios, because they're trying to not spend too much money on the manufacturing side. Essentially, it's all that usual corporate cost-cutting thing, and unfortunately, I think it's
it'll cost a fraction of a cent.
Yeah, exactly. Blu-rays are so inexpensive to produce that there's no reason not to do it, except if you're a corporate bean counter, which a lot of these companies are running.
This is why I wish Discotek was able to get people to realize, just go to standard Blu-ray.
Standard definition on Blu-ray was something that should have become a thing, but at this point, we're too far gone.
That's the thing with, because I was rewatching your your Sonic's IEM and Underground video recently.
Yeah.
I think the reason why SD Blu-ray has never caught on, because it's, how do you describe that to normal common consumers? Because
you know how you describe it to normal common consumers? You give it to
DVD,
them and not give
better.
No, you give it to them and don't give them another choice. The problem we've seen, and this is my thing, because looking at my history, DVD overtook VHS because they stopped making VHS. Right?
Mm-hmm.
By always having DVD there, you'll never break away. The companies themselves will never break away from DVD, and people themselves will take away from DVD. Spin Dash has talked about people that he's seen that play DVDs on a 4K TV because they don't know any better. Because a lot of this stuff, like the quality differences, is not something that the average consumer will ever pick up on or ever notice. If you gave somebody a standard definition Blu-ray of a show and told them, here's the release of it, do you want it? Most people won't even notice that it's SD footage. They won't even question it. Because most people don't question the quality of DVD, right?
I think what is with SD Blu-ray, so I think the problem why it's not common, because it started, but the ones to do that are boutique label stuff like Discotek and such like that. That's the problem.
It's the same thing when you talk about the in-circle emails. Mm-hmm. It's less so the consumer that's the problem, but the people in charge of the companies that's the problem.
If, let's say, Sony or Disney did SD Blu-ray, then I think every other company is going to do it, because they are the big companies. Because every company's got to look at the big companies, what they're doing, and try to copy what they're doing, because that's such. When it's a smaller company, they're going to be missed, because smaller companies don't really look at other smaller companies, pretty much scenario. Because
and so the thing is, if you look at the way that In-Circle responded to saying, "Oh, SD Blu-ray would be more expensive than DVD," when it literally isn't. But the mentality is in the brains of the people running these companies. I call Blu-ray is a more expensive thing.
Yeah, that's the lack kind of ignorance thing. I don't think they meant that in an insulting way.
Right.
But they probably think well, that'll cost a lot, because they probably never heard of SD Blu-rays because they don't look at their competitors.
Right.
Especially since but I think it's also because the market is kid stuff. They don't look at, even though technically Discotek released the kid stuff. Also, those are for clearly adults that grew up with those stuff.
Yeah, and they don't have the market imprint that In-Circle has because of their.
Yeah, so they're clearly not looking at Discotek because that's not their they're not in the same field as them. So that's why they never thought of SD Blu-ray scenario. That's the thing is and I mean that's a history thing because whenever a big company does something that's successful, all the smaller companies would try to copy it and twist it into their own thing. When a smaller company does it, it takes a long time for people to know, other companies to notice because
I think
smaller.
with right now, honestly, physical media is going to go the way of comic books and vinyl did for a while, where it's going to become very niche, and then in a few years, it's going to pick back up and become like a popular niche. And then it'll start to get more support again from bigger companies. Because say 10 years ago even, you wouldn't have Disney releasing their current movie soundtracks on vinyl. But now you get soundtracks on vinyl, but you don't get them on CD. You get digital and vinyl now. Which just sounds insane if you live through the old days where everything came out on CD. But they just don't make CDs anymore. And I feel like that's going to happen to DVD. The market's going to get nicher, and people are only going to be buying the higher quality formats, and then DVD will die, and then it'll come back, and it'll only be the higher quality formats. I think that's just the way that it's
definitely, because that's the thing. With the whole streaming versus physical, the reason why streaming is successful is because it's cheap. It is at the end of the day saves you more money because it's
cheap and easy to use, right?
Yeah, it's cheaper to pay so and so a month to watch a bunch of shows versus having to buy each show individually. That will add up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Here's
an example right here, right? You can spend $10 and watch one episode of The Mandalorian to find out you like it, or spend $50 to $65 for the Blu-ray, and then if you don't like it, you've just spent a lot of money on something you don't like, right? Streaming is way easier to use, and it's way cheaper. And that's kind of been the problem with streaming, is they priced it too low. For all the money that's spent on streaming and for all the stuff you can get on streaming, it is way cheaper than it actually should be compared to every other way that movies and shows have been delivered to audiences.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just the crazy thing. See, Spin Dash brought up a good point. At least digital vinyl is an option. When it's vinyl only, I can't understand. I totally agree. AR says it's probably already starting a popular niche thing now, how people are complaining about streaming. The whole digital is only a license thing. Yeah, the more shows that get pulled from streaming, the more that people will turn to physical media. Discussion of 8K versus 4K. Not going to worry about that at this moment. Dr. Grid says, hell, even cassettes are being made as well. Yeah, Alien Romulus is coming out on VHS tape. Okay, there's just weird stuff going on.
I saw that news.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the releases. I think my only complaint with all these is that there's no Blu-ray version. I'm a 4K guy, but I would like people to be able to buy them on Blu-ray.
Not everybody has a 4K.
Exactly. I have 2 4K players.
That's the funny part.
Because I have a PS5 and I have a 4K player, but that's not a large chunk of people that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, because a lot, some of the Sony Blu-rays on sale, when they're on sale, you can get the 4K cheap version and the 3D version and that for $60 or $50 around the holiday season or spring clearance.
Blu-ray 3D.
Yeah, and the thing is too is I do think
I remember that.
I think this 4K only thing is coming from Disney, not from Sony, because Sony's one of the few studios that's still doing standalone Blu-rays and 4K Blu-ray combos.
Sony releases are very high quality.
Yeah. Sony Home Video.
You gotta give them that.
Yeah, it's the best part of the company, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I notice that's the problem is Disney's trying to embrace that thing that other consumers are doing lately, like Criterion. I think the problem is Disney, sniffs their own farts so much.
There was that one brilliant tweet where they said Disney is the most terminally online company and it informs all their decisions. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because here's the thing about Disney, right? They're acting like they're Criterion when the movie just came out in 2006, and it's no, that's not a classic yet, really. Yes, it's retro, but it's not a classic. You're telling me that
but that's always Bear
is a classic when that was seen as a cult hit.
That was always Disney's thing back in the Disney Vault VHS days, right?
Yeah.
So adding to this, for Disney is the only studio that thinks that physical media is a threat to streaming.
Well, why do you think a lot of Disney shows are not on DVD because they don't view them as caliber stuff like that? That's also why so many cartoons, even they're in HD, are not on Blu-ray because those parent companies do not view them.
I found a quote from Bob Chapek when he was in charge of the home video division saying, "If we give people a show on DVD, they won't watch the reruns on our networks."
Yeah,
this is the dumb mentality that exists within the Disney company. And why it took so long for us to get these shows on disc is because they think that someone will buy this and then never subscribe to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Not realizing that what it is that there is going to be people subscribe to Disney Plus, they like it, and then they want to buy it, and they will give you more money for it than they give you for Disney Plus.
Yeah, like why you think about like
they also forget that like you can't just always take all your frickin' physical media with you everywhere you go.
Exactly.
Either.
I don't cancel my Disney Plus subscription just because I own all these shows and movies on disc. I keep it because like hell, I was like trying to like answer a question like inside of a Disney movie like the other day. I could have grabbed my Blu-ray off the shelf, but no, I booted up Disney Plus and just fast forwarded.
It's faster.
Yeah, it's faster.
But if you think about any show that gets any cartoon that does get a Blu-ray release, are only the cartoons that get like high praise from the whole big audience.
Mm-hmm.
You got like Avatar, Gravity Falls, all the like even Transformers Prime. Like those shows got Blu-rays because those are highly acclaimed shows. Because they are like they with big fandoms versus other shows that are while also big, they're not big enough to get a Blu-ray release, so that's why they're only stuck on DVD, even though they should be in Blu-ray.
Yeah,
but they don't. In the big company, they don't. They're like, they don't give us the triple money bucks. They only give us the double digit bucks. So DVD only scenario is pretty much why we get so many cartoons on DVD.
So, on that point, let's look at the other releases in Wave 3. Ahsoka Season 1. I think Ahsoka jumped ahead of Book of Boba Fett because...
No, you mean Rebels Season 6?
5? Yeah, Rebels Season 5. Rebels Season 5, I think, jumped ahead because, if you guys notice, Mandalorian's got a movie coming up in 2026. Ahsoka Season 2 is coming up in 2026. They're just getting these out there before their next thing.
How many episodes was Boba Fett?
Boba Fett was, I think it was also 8, like the others.
Was it? Okay, so it has to be 2 discos. I thought you could just bundle in with Mando Season 3, but yeah, no.
Yeah. But Ahsoka Season 1, very nice looking steelbook. Very, very good art here. These all also come with concept art cards. The bonus features here.
I know that's Luke on the back, but I think it looks like Cal Kestis.
Wait,
the
Luke's
angle.
not on the back? What?
Who's the guy? Wait, no, is that Urza?
That's Sabine.
That's Sabine. Sorry, from the stream. Since it's like super small, I couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah, no, that's I can zoom in.
I've been there.
I thought it was Cal Kestis. I don't know. For me, I thought it was Cal Kestis for a split second.
Wish,
because
but yeah, it's Sabine. Yeah, they didn't put Ezra on it actually.
That's hilariously goated.
All right. Anyways, we've got Ahsoka Legacy.
That's great. Ryan, that's a woman.
All right. Almost 25. Let's see where we're at. Does anyone want the Accolade on disc? Yes, so I can watch up to episode 5 and then stop. I liked that show for 5 whole episodes.
Do you think Visions might not be difficult to release on home media because all the companies?
Yeah, I don't know how the rights would shake out for Visions. I would like to see Bad Batch Clone Wars Season 7 in a complete Clone Wars set, honestly.
I know, right?
And then
those were done. Weren't those done by WB, right?
Clone Wars, all 6 seasons of Clone Wars and the movie to get Blu-rays.
Those were done by WB, right?
Yeah,
and
those are
like
WB. Yeah. Except for the last season, that was done by Disney.
That was Disney.
Yeah. All right, so Ahsoka's Season 1 bonus features. Ahsoka Legacy joined the cast and crew for a look at developing Ahsoka's live-action series. Path of the Apprentice to explore the dynamic of Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka within the world between worlds. Ghosts of the Past go deep with a spotlight on Ahsoka's allies, Sabine, Hera, Ezra, and Chopper. Darkness Rising uncover the secrets of Ahsoka's foes.
I like kind of the meaning that this called the Rebel Crew, Ahsoka's allies.
I know, right? And then, this is my most excited
one. Has allies?
This is my most excited one because I've been waiting 3 years for this, guys. Hawkeye, the complete first season. Also, complete first season? Not complete series?
Wait, what?
Is it coming to Christmas? Is it coming December?
It's coming in... all these are coming out like December 3rd, so it's just in time for Christmas. My Christmas Hawkeye watch can be on a 4K Blu-ray.
I mean, Hawkeye is one of those shows that you could do multiple seasons of because there's nothing like...
There's nothing stopping it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even need Jeremy Renner in it all the time if you don't want to. Like my thought process is you make it the Kate Bishop show and he shows up for like an episode or 2.
Yeah, they'll just make it Hawkeye and it's Kay and Kamala, like the end of the Marvels.
That would be
fun. I thought you were say Hawkeye, Kay, and Peele. I was like, wait, what?
Hawkeye, Kay, and Peele. Actually, I kind of want that too.
And then it's just the board meeting for Gremlins Bad Batch.
Exactly. Yeah. None of that is getting in the movie.
That's going to be in the series.
I love the back. Exactly. I love the back artwork of the steelbook.
Yeah, I love it too. This is a gorgeous looking steelbook. So, bonus features wise, we got A Tale of Two Hawkeyes, discover how the cast and crew extended the Hawkeye legacy, bringing together Clint Barton and Kate Bishop. A gag reel, all 14 deleted scenes, which are actually interestingly were put on Disney Plus because there's a bunch of this stuff that's like backstory things that they cut for pacing.
I'm sorry how many deleted scenes, because the other two sets didn't have deleted scenes. I know this.
Yeah, the Star Wars ones never get deleted scenes. The Marvel ones do, but they're usually like 1 or 2. There was 14 deleted scenes, and they were put up on Disney Plus because there's one of these that's like about Clint and his mom when he was a child, and I'm just like, why wasn't this in the show? And then I saw like an interview later with one of the directors, and he was like, we were having issues of like the show getting bogged down too much with flashbacks, and we wanted to keep the pace going. And I was like, okay, I can understand that. I'm watching Naruto right now.
I'll never forget the Falcon Winter Soldier deleted scene that could have made
set up Secret Invasion
better. Yep.
All right, and then they also will include Assembled the Making of Hawkeye, which is the hour-long special. It's on Disney Plus. So that's like the most stacked one out of all of these sets so far, bonus features-wise, because that's like 30 minutes of deleted scenes. It's nuts. All right, and then completing our Loki sets will be Loki Season 2. I like Ke Huy Quan being the main character on the back cover. It's fantastic. And this will contain the rest of Loki. Have Loki through time, travel through a decade of Loki's timeline with Tom Hiddleston, Kevin Feige, and more. Gag reel, deleted and extended scenes, just 3 of them, and then the assembled feature. These are all coming out on December 3rd. All of them are 2-disc 4K sets. Total runtime, Mandalorian 339 minutes, Ahsoka 356, Hawkeye 279, and Loki 297. And then there's aspect ratio details. They'll all be on 100 gig 4K discs, and it will have Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. So I'm excited.
Sparky Zero smaller than all that.
Yeah. These will go up for pre-order officially October 31st. I know Target posted them early, but yeah, these are coming. So RIP my wallet. I don't get Disney Movie Club discounts this wave like I did for the first 2.
So. Rest in peace.
Any guys got any thoughts on these last sets? You want to guess what Wave 4 might be?
What's left? There's Book of Boba Fett.
We got 2 Star Wars, so I'd say Book of Boba Fett and maybe Clone Wars, because we're out of live action. Oh, no, maybe Acolyte, because we are out of live action stuff.
Acolyte, then what? There's the Miss Marvel and...
Miss Marvel She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, yeah.
I'm still waiting for Werewolf by Night, but I kind of feel like we have to wait till next October.
Oh, because wasn't there rumors about... No, that was a color version for Disney Plus, not release. Yeah.
Also, I wonder what's going to be the first animated show.
They had to balance. They had to find a way to balance the bad series with the good series. With just waves, pretty much.
I think
I think having the Acolyte and Secret Invasion in one wave would probably kind of kill that wave. Probably.
Yeah, that would be bad. I'm kind of curious though. What's going to be the first animated Disney Plus show to get a 4K? Is it going to be Clone Wars? Is it going to be Clone Wars, or is it going to be X-Men '97?
Oh yeah, I feel like that's probably going to be one wave alone, just those 2. I feel like
that might be something. Anyways, I'm looking forward to these.
Well, because they haven't done What If. They haven't done What If yet either. So,
oh yeah, they haven't done What If. With What If and Bad Batch, I would really appreciate if they just made them complete sets at this point, because What If is only 3 seasons. Bad Batch is only 3 seasons. I would like to see those just as complete sets, because they're like, Bad Batch is done. What If is almost done. Like, let's just complete set them at this point.
So what? It would be like what? Clone Wars season 7, Bad Batch, What If in '97.
Also, we need Tales of the Jedi / Tales of the Empire.
Could those just lump in? Would that be his own set, or you think they just lump those in one with Bad Batch or Clone Wars?
They could lump those in with Clone Wars because they all fit in that era. Oh yeah, we do need Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and I Am Groot. I think those will just be in one set together. Yeah. I think they're making their way through them. I think now that the Sony machine is up and running, I think we're going to start.
With the Tales of the Jedi, they're not long. They're not full episodes. They're not 22 minutes.
No, they're like 15. They're 15 minutes, and there's 6 of them.
Could those? Yeah, they could fit in.
They like could just be a bonus disc with Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They should do a Clone Wars complete set of the movie, the 7 seasons, and Tales. That would be great. All
also,
right.
Also a Rebel re-release also be nice.
Rebel re-release would be nice. We'll see how it all works out.
Also, guys,
Rebel.
while you guys were talking Star Wars,
mentioned Moon Girl, but that's also under Disney TV animation.
That's Disney TVA, and that's zilch sadly because we don't get anything with Disney TVA anymore.
Yep. What's up, Wheels?
I said when you guys were talking about Star Wars, there was a weird net burp, and one of the things you said sound out got so gurgled. All I heard you say was the Jawa speak. I heard Utini, and I was like, "That's not what he
said." That's funny.
That's our secret code language. You had to translate.
Masturbate96 said Gindi Clone Wars set. I would love to see that. I don't know if Disney would do it. I'd love to see it because they are in HD now on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
So it would be nice to get a Blu-ray.
You know the meme of the Elmo plush getting head first into a line of cocaine.
Yeah.
Like that would be me when they announced the
When the Gindi,
like, Blu-ray 4K.
I would be right there with you because I love Gindi.
Like, where's Wheels? Where's Wheels? I think he's in the cocaine. He's watching 5-Man again? Nah, Gindi Clone Wars. Oh shit.
Yeah. All right. Last piece of Blu-ray news is an unconfirmed thing, but Ernie Reyes Jr. posted this photo where he's being interviewed, and he says, interview for the 35th anniversary of TMNT on 4K Blu-ray. We haven't heard anything about a Ninja Turtles 4K Blu-ray. This would be presumably for, the first one.
Guys, you're forgetting, Ernie Reyes is a leaker.
I know.
Ernie Reyes is a leaker.
He's like Jonathan Frakes. Remember Jonathan Frakes had to get a t-shirt that says, stop asking me questions, my NDA doesn't allow it?
Yep.
Hey. Someone told me this guy that's interviewing him...
Found out.
Let me finish the story real quick. Someone told me the guy that's interviewing him has done work for Arrow Video and Shout for their behind the scenes, so maybe it's one of them.
I hope, because those movies see good releases finally.
Yes, I would like for a good Ninja Turtles release that doesn't have issues, because I found out that Next Mutation's first episode has dialogue cut out of it as well as the music replacement. Wheels, go ahead. Tell your story.
Oh no, I was gonna say we found out how WrestleMania was gonna be in Las Vegas like 3 days before was because Undertaker did like a live stream or whatever for his podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, no, it's gonna be in Vegas." And then his buddy who hosts the show goes, "Yeah, I knew it was gonna be in Vegas, but did they announce it yet?" He goes, "Wait, when's this episode come out?" And he goes, "Ah, damn, it comes out a day." But he realized when they recorded it, and they still left it in that it was coming out like a day or two before WWE was officially putting out their press release. So the reason everyone found out about Las Vegas WrestleMania was because Taker's podcast and his editor was just like, they're not gonna notice. Everyone noticed.
Yep.
Everyone.
And I think that's what happened here. Is like Ernie Reyes probably didn't know that they hadn't announced it yet when he made the Facebook post. He's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna." I got interviewed.
Don't forget when you met Black Bolt. That shit was great. Where he looked at you kind of funny, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Inhumans."
Yeah, the Inhumans show. Not anything else I've done as the character.
Yeah, and then you're just looking at him, going, "What did you say?"
Like, how jet
and he was just like,
you?
I like how you and him were like looking at each other.
I met Anson Mount at a Star Trek convention while he was filming Strange New Worlds, so he was like incredibly jet lagged. He was filming the previous day, flew down after filming, did a panel. Then I met him the next day, and he was just like, and he
subtly leaked to sound out that he was going to be in Doctor Strange loosely because he said, "Oh yeah, wait, what? What do you mean Oh yeah, the TV show. Yeah, oh shit." Like he had this look of.
I was like, your Black Bolt is the best part of the Inhumans TV show, and he was like,
"So Andrew Garfield, are you No Way Home?"
No.
No.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Andrew Garfield's the only celebrity that successfully pulled off the lie. He never slipped. Never once.
And that's why he's the best actor.
Exactly.
I like the one with Daphne Keane. Where are you going to be in Wolverine and Deadpool since they're doing multiverse stuff? And she's like, "I'd like to be invited." And like, she's like looking off to the camera at one point in one of the interviews because it's getting close to the reveal trailer. And she's just like, "I would like to be." And you can just see her looking like as if like the trailer's not out yet. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready for some toy news?
And it's like when she's talking about Star Wars too. Star Wars
right,
Acolyte.
Yeah,
and buddy's like, "Yo, you gotta tell me
before doing Deadpool stuff." Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone kept asking her about Wolverine and Deadpool, and even her co-star was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Yo, you in it? Come on, tell me. I want to know." And she's like, I'm not in it. And she's like looking at her agent like, Jesus Christ, put the trailer out, Feige.
Good times. I love overlapping.
I love how that spoiler only occurred. I love how that spoiler only occurred because Feige was like, it'd be wrong to not have her at the premiere.
Yep. Now I'm imagining like it's actor that's in 2 big blockbuster movies, and they're predator having the same time. They're in one movie, and then they had to go to the next movie, and this all about this.
Oh, you mean Tom Holland in July of 2026 when he has to promote the Nolan movie and Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's like, well, guys, it's great to be on the Nolan movie, but I had to be back. I need to go for a few seconds. And then, hey, guys,
he just slips the mask off and swings off.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny. All right, you guys ready for some toy news? Let's do some toy news. All right. So I just lumped all the non-Hasbro and Bandai news into one category because it's not much. So, Marvel Select posted pre-orders for their Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. He looks super janky because every Marvel Select promo image looks janky.
They could have posted him a little bit better there.
Their prototype model, I guarantee, is made of resin and falling apart because this company works old school. That being said, he does come with the sleeveless arms. So
that's already a little plus on the legends.
But no unmasked head. So
that's the trade-off. Yep. Hasbro gets unmasked, Diamond gets arms.
And then we've got the Carnage they showed at New York Comic Con. This is like an update to their old Carnage that now comes with more pieces, including the really creepy neck. So there we go.
Great.
Those are.
I do love people posting the face Logan makes at the end of Deadpool Wolverine as a meme, like the cat meme.
Oh, his cat meme. Yeah, Logan's been doing cat faces all year between this and X-Men 97.
I know, I love it.
All right, next piece of news. Also, X-Men. Jubilee is the next X-Men Mafex figure, and she looks pretty great. She's got a wired coat, which looks awesome. She's got some cool effects. The effects are kind of weird. They don't really scream fireworks to me. They kind of just scream.
Jubilee's power is kind of hard.
Is dangerous. It's hard to replicate her stuff.
Yeah, fireworks. The Jubilee's fireworks effects is really hard to recreate in acting form. I'll make them just look like energy blast effects scenario.
Yeah.
Pew pew pew.
I do like that they have the concentrated energy blade kind of effect going on. That's
one point Goku Black.
Yes. It looks nice. I'm not gonna buy it because I'm trying to stay out of X-Men Mafex. I bought Storm and I was like, this is really good. I shouldn't buy more of these because I'll just keep buying.
So what do you guys? What do you guys prefer Jubilee? Do you prefer the pink and blue shorts, or do you like the black? Because I always say the black and yellow always work with Jubilee.
I think the black and yellow has good contrast, but it does give a very modern feel. I think the pink is definitely very 80s. It bled into the 90s, but it was an 80s look. What do you think, House?
That's literally I always call the early 90s where she had that look just the 80s part too. So
yeah. Also, people were upset she had the yellow gloves instead of the blue ones because she got. So I looked into this because people were talking about it. I was like, I'm going to go look it up, and I was just on Marvel Unlimited, just clicking through issues. Jubilee,
yeah, it does look like she has Psylocke's blade.
She does, yeah. Jubilee had blue gloves in this look. Prior to the cartoon made the gloves yellow, and then suddenly in the comics, the gloves were yellow.
So she's her blue kitchen gloves got destroyed. She needed a new pair of kitchen gloves somewhere.
Yes. You know which Jubilee I want?
What?
I want the red Generation X uniform Jubilee.
Oh yeah, that's a great outfit.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right. Next up, Mondo Toys is putting up for pre-order their 1/12 scale Real Ghostbusters, Peter Venkman, and Sanheim 2-pack. The 2-pack will be exclusive to the Mondo shop and will contain everything you see here, which is, of course, Peter Venkman plus one of the iconic ghosts from the cartoon. I'm assuming that. I've never watched the show.
Yes, he's like the big bad guy of Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so this 2-pack will cost $202.
Is that like the 3-pack of Slimer's here?
That's true, Slimer is here. It's $202. These are 6-inch scale. And if you just want Peter Venkman, he will be available in a standard edition for $101.
Apparently the price, because I remember in the Mondo panel back at Comic Con, the reason why I did prices of that because of Sony.
Yep.
Sony
licensing.
Licenses.
Hooray! So the standard release will be available at most online retailers.
Is Sam Hain able to buy by himself? Or no?
No, Sanheim is only in the exclusive 2-pack.
That's right, because I know a lot of real
which goes up tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on Mondo's shop. So
that's frustrating because I know a lot of real Ghostbusters fans. Like the biggest thing they wanted whenever we got previous real Ghostbusters figures, they just wanted the monsters/villains because that's the one thing that never been made before. Well, here they are, but you're forced to pay double, pretty much, if you want them.
AR says, "Do you need to get both versions?" No. The Venkman, the standard Venkman, is the same Venkman.
You see the stream. You see the box. You see the Scusa Sechi box outline. That's the differences, pretty much.
Yep. So I think this is going to be for the hardcores. I've never watched the show. I might have picked them up if they were cheaper on a whim, but definitely not picking them up now. But this is it's one of those once in a lifetime chance lines. So I hope they did already confirm they're making all 4 main Ghostbusters, and this will be the same format of 2-packs exclusive to Mondo Shop, singles.
So once again, Janine gets the shaft like always.
They did put a silhouette of Janine up.
Okay, that's good.
So it's possible.
That's good.
So the other thing is, yes, Sanheim does come in the trapping effect with the normal Venkman. So you can get a version of him normal. And then lastly, for the regular toy news before Bandai, we got official pictures of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Justice League Task Force wave, because it went up for pre-order.
They gotta have pixelated shading. Damn it! I thought they're gonna have this normal comic shading. Nope.
Let us zoom into Arthur's crotch and behold the weird smudginess of it.
Yeah, because it's not like proper video game. They're not proper video game pixels. Right. They're like like the paint can tool in MS Paint or Photoshop. Yes. It's like that. It's like.
And you know what's the worst part is the faces don't have any of it.
Yeah.
So it looks really uneven, and how do I zoom out?
Artie does have fabulous hair.
He does. It just looks. They just don't. I don't think they.
I think Arthur's one. I think Arthur's one of the better looking ones. Flash is the next better one, but the most frustrating about the Flash is in Superman, the logo, and Batman. The logos are pixelated, which I hate because such people miss out on the Flashpoint Flash mold, and this is their second chance to get it. But I hope you like your Flash with a pixelated logo. Then
and honestly, I don't really understand why. I think this wave could have just been these 4 characters in these looks without the video game tie-in. I'm gonna be real, Justice League Task Force is not a good game, and I don't know anybody that has nostalgia for it that's like, I need figures from that game.
This could have been a really good
Evergreen wave?
Had the characters out again wave, because that's the whole idea of why these waves exist. Also, it's funny because they turned the Barry figure to a Wally figure, which because this was Wally in the game.
Also, nice. Superman's chin is.
The Superman's like a bunch of other McFarlane Superman. He has the human Shrek problem, where his jaw is super wide.
Yeah. So the thing is, I just find this wave to be odd. I think this could have been. I think if they were just without the pixelation, solid 90s style Justice League wave, but with the pixelation, I don't find them appealing whatsoever.
The only one I would consider getting is the Flash, because I missed out on the Flashpoint one. And I'll just deal with the pixelated logo on it. Maybe with the Flash,
your nostalgia counts, but you're one, and they're making thousands of these. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's where's the heavy nostalgia for Justice League Task Force. Nobody even talks about this game anymore.
Bro, when I saw it, I was like, cool, 90s comics figures, and they were like. It's a video game.
And then the monkey paw,
game?
The monkey paw.
Because Justice League Task Force was also a comic book in the 90s, so they should have been comic based. Hey guys,
I was wondering, when the people were saying video game, I was like, what video game?
It's the Bandai time. Sponsored by Spin Dash.
I appreciate Spin Dash translating all these things, because it makes my life so much easier that he just tweets out all the info I need. So let's take a look. I'm pulling everything up. I'm looking at our time. We're doing pretty good. All right. So do you guys like Kamen Rider Outsiders? I don't. I haven't watched it. But
No.
This week is Bandai just dumping on us all the Outsiders toys at once. it's fine if you're living in Japan because you can get your orders shipped. You can get your not your free shipping, your combined shipping.
What's that? What's that? You live in Japan, you can get these easier. What a shock!
I know, but if you're living internationally, then you're like, if I want all of these things, it's going to be very expensive all at once. And now
it's weird when I see friends though try to support this huge dump too, because I saw people on Twitter that are friends with people in Bandai now and friends with people over in Toei, and they go, it's the only reason the show gets made is by making all this Bandai, and everyone's like, yeah, but they didn't have to drop it all at once.
Exactly.
So what do we
remember
have?
When they announced remember they did the 01 reissues and like some other X8
let's
stuff?
cover. Let's cover what's on here, because I think
let's get to it. All right, Bandai toy news. Let me talk about this. So, because I want to make sure this chapter marker works for people, I'll just recap a little bit. So Bandai basically dropped all the remaining Kamen Rider Outsider toys they're going to make, all up for pre-order at the same time, all releasing the same month. And I think that it's just a little overwhelming if you live outside Japan. I think even in Japan you'd find this overwhelming, because if you wanted everything, I added it up, it was like $400 before shipping and taxes. That's like a CSM belt just went up, but it's multiple items.
I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? You buy multiple, add up to one bigger belt.
Yes, but I know I realized how dumb that sentence was once I said it. But it's just it's a lot of stuff to go up all at once, right after we just had a bunch of stuff go up.
Now you're talking about this. We're talking about this, but we have Hasbro next up.
I know.
What's the difference?
I'm actually going to say there's a difference. Hasbro spaced their stuff out more.
They do?
They did.
Occasionally.
Looking at the release dates of everything Hasbro revealed over the weekend, the dates are actually spread out more than Bandai. Where all these go up at the same exact time, they all come out the same exact time. And the way Bandai works, you have to order them and pay for them all up front. So, that's... And also, with Hasbro, when you have to pay up front for something that's like a Haslab, right? And they give you 45 days to figure out your money. Bandai's like, money now. Like,
you pay now?
Without warning, too. Like, the thing is...
Hold them!
They were like, these things, they silhouetted and they're like, these things are coming, but they didn't tell anybody a date. And so then suddenly they're just like, boom, give us money. And I think that's just, it's got to be wearing people down.
So Bandai.
First things first, the Zine driver for Kamen Rider Zine, the main villain of Kamen Rider Outsiders. Long has been speculated how they will do this because it famously shreds cards in the show to use them. The way they figured it out is kind of interesting. So, first things first, we're going to talk about it before we talk about the price, because I have a problem there. The belt itself includes the Zine Progrise key. This technically means I need it because it's a 01 thing and it's Progrise key. It has the Cross Saber, Ultimate Revi, Ultimate Vice, Geats 9, and Dimension Zine cards. These look like ride cards for Decade, but they are actually a different type of card. They're Zine cards, all the backs have the same design, as opposed to the ride cards which had a different symbol per rider.
So they're not tournament legal then?
They're not tournament legal, yes. So, of course, you're going to use the Zine Progrise key to go into the belt, Justice, Judgment, Jail Zine, Salvation of Humankind, all that good stuff. And then the card shredding is done like this. So when you put a card in, it'll load down into the bottom. The card will come out of the bottom. But a plastic sheet will come down in front that is a replica of the back of the card, because all the card backs are the same, and it will be slatted to make it look like it's shredded as it came down through the bottom.
Does it produce actually produce dust that you can inhale?
No, which is probably good for everybody. But, so it's not going to shred the cards, it's just an illusion. It's just going to be a plastic sheet that's cut up that has the backing, because all the backs of the Zane cards are the same. So I think this was really clever. It's definitely like a cool engineering feat. Now, the Zane Progrise key does, of course, work with the 01 toys, because that's how the 01 Progrise keys work. They work with everything, because their sounds are in themselves. The other interesting part to note is that the belt does not scan the cards. The belt does not scan the cards. You get the sounds for the cards on the Progrise key. So that's kind of how it works.
Welcome back, Double Driver.
Yeah, welcome back, Double Driver. It is also a premium DX release. So this is going to be releasing in March for 18,150 yen. That sounds like a lot. I get the gimmick is fancy. It just sounds like a lot, you know? And it doesn't come with an adult-sized belt. It is a normal-sized belt, but it is premium DX.
That's the always biggest question I have with Bandai. At this point, people who are getting this in Japan, like specifically in Japan, are adult collectors. So what's the point of having the kid-sized belts?
I have no idea. The one time they did it right was the Neo Amazon's driver, where it came with an adult-sized belt, even though it was still legally a deluxe release. Also, Spin Dash mentioned there's a dialogue button. Hooray!
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It always is.
To go alongside this is the Zane card set. Also what I call absolutely worthless. So
let's rock it.
So here's what it is. It's a card set for 4,400 yen. It includes all the final forms. So Kuga Ultimate, Agito Shining, all of them. All the way up through 02. Plus the ride player.
What's Oz's final form of this?
Puto Tira, just like it was for Neo Decade. The Common Ride... The Common Rider back is the same back on every single card, which is accurate. And there is no mention of these cards being able to be scanned in the Decade driver, and I don't know if that's the case. The reason why I say this is almost pointless, because there's no new cards in here except for the Ride Player card.
Okay, I was questioning, why is Super 1 here? Again, I see Kyle, Super 1's from his Gotchard cameo.
Yeah, he used the Super 1 card in his Gotchard appearance, in Zane's Gotchard appearance. I see the barcodes.
Wow, random writer.
What's weird is they usually don't put the barcodes in the promo images. But there's no mention of them working. But if there is, this is a better card set if you have Decade stuff. But it doesn't do anything for you if you have the Zine belt, except make you pretend that you're shredding cards.
Don't they usually put generic barcodes?
They usually do. That's why it's weird they all have barcodes on them. So I find this set to be kind of annoying because, like Hellfire just mentioned, there's other cards. He had other Show Rider cards. There's other cards he's used.
Too.
Yeah, why isn't this a complete set if it's not even going to scan, right?
I mean, it's props. That's why it's a prop item, pretty much.
Yeah, it just seems like kind of pointless in some ways.
It's a prop item.
If the barcodes, Peacemaker says the barcodes are the same as the previous release. So as long as there's not some printing error, these should work in the Decade stuff. They'll just have the different backs. But it's a good way to get some of these cards.
But you can't really see when you put in the Decade driver anyway.
And especially the DN driver, which a lot of these cards came with the DN driver originally. So yeah, it's just one of those things that's like, that feels like, I don't know. I feel like the belt should have come with a little bit more. It feels like they're piecemealing it a little much. All right, next up, the last two Gashots, Mighty Action X and the
sound, quote unquote. Remember, they could easily make more.
They could easily make more. That's true. Tokimeki Bridal Gashot, Proto Mighty Action X Gashot Noir, 4,400 yen. This is the same price as the card set, but it does a lot more because it's two Gashots. It's got Dan Karuto dialogue and transformation sounds and stuff. So this works with things, and yeah, it's.
Are these the Pride Flag Gashots?
I guess
they give that energy. They give that energy.
I don't even remember these from the movies or whatever they're in, but there you go.
I'm saying that's a good thing. We need more Pride. We need more common items that has Pride energy in them.
I'm all of Gav right now. Anyways, next up, this is the I don't even remember the name. Just look at the thing. This is the Evil X Full Bottle, also releasing in March.
Evil baby bottle. I love it.
All these come out in March. 49.50 yen. The Evil X Full Bottle. It is basically, it looks like.
Can I say the genius bottle, where you want to call it one of those stupidest final form gimmick items? It's literally a baby bottle.
Yep. It really does look like a baby bottle. And so that's got all your sounds and your stuff, and it gives you Evil X's new form. So there's that. And then on top of this, if you're a Sentai fan, and you thought, boy, we didn't have enough memorialized data cards for the Oger Caliber. I thought 7 was enough, personally. I didn't think we needed 9, but here's 2 more.
These are weird looking theme cards.
Yes. This is going to be 48.40 yen or 24.20 each. They are releasing in November, which is like soon. They just announced them. They're already apparently coming out. One of them is going to be Doga and Boshimar, and the other one's going to be Karas Dion and Hiroki. These are just additional characters. It's voice lines. It's going to be some new music tracks. But I couldn't find what the music tracks were, so I don't know what music's included. But there's 2 more memorialized cards to add to the... Spindash says, I think I'm wrong on the date. That would make sense. I think they're going... I don't know when they're coming out, but...
Man, I love physical DLC.
Yeah, I know the original set made sense because they said we couldn't fit all the voice lines and music in the sword without ballooning the cost too high. Okay, it's March. Okay, the orders stop in November, so it's also March, just like everything else. The first 5 made sense because it was like, oh, we
Did these characters even use the sword?
2 of them did. The ones on the silver did. The Silver Dim, they both used the sword you remember Chaos? It was like the next last episode. Wheels Chaos. Somebody else watched the show beside me, right?
What's this thing called Sentai? I don't watch it anymore.
Anyways.
Oh, you mean King Oger? Yeah.
King Oger, yeah. The 2 ladies that stepped in to be purple and black for one episode, right? Yeah. Yeah, so they actually used it. I guess they just were like, let's just finish out the Racules' court with the other one. Spindash says, Bandai didn't mention background music, so I guess it's just regular OST backgrounds, no vocal themes. That makes sense, because I think all the vocal themes are covered. There's no Kumanos card, Psychos, because all of the Kumanos voice lines and music are in his sword. So it's already covered. Hellfire brings up a good point. These update cards should have been used for the Memorial Mobirots to keep adding keys. I agree. This tech came a little late for Memorial Mobirots. I think it's a cool idea.
Bandai already got the clever idea back in Yokai Watch to just update it to a website with SD cards. I wish they just do that again.
I wish they would too. I do say that, I think this should be the last set of these. I can't imagine there's any more characters.
Oh, Jake, you just jinxed yourself.
I want a Mofun data card then, okay? I want to put Mofun sounds in my big-ass sword, all right?
Give it a knife.
Yeah. All right. And then lastly, we have confirmation of complete selection modification, Shippu Kirifuda, and Prism Memories. I have not seen details on how these are being released. I don't think they are included with the CSM Double 2.0. They're probably a separate set of some kind. But there is 3 more memories. I think that completes Double's memory set. I think.
If I remember, those 2 better be made out of actual wood, because wasn't that the gag?
That was the gag.
Made out of wood?
And they are not made of wood, I don't think, but they look like they're made of wood. Because they have electronics in them. They made wooden ones back in the day that didn't have the electronics. These now have the electronics on them.
To be accurate. I'm still waiting for Zox's wooden wheel thingy from Zenkaiger.
They made that in
they
Memorial.
Did?
Yeah, they did a Memorial Gear to Linger. It's like one of the only Memorial 6 Ranger things.
No, the wood. Did they make the wooden?
Oh, the wooden
version?
one? No, they didn't.
Oh, I want the wooden version. That's one of my favorite gags in Zenkaiger.
All right, we got the next thing is Figuarts news. We're gonna blow through these kind of quick. I want to get onto the Hasbro stuff since we're 2 hours in. I am finishing before 6. That is the goal today. 6 my time.
All right.
I'm done converting times. All right. Figuarts news is kind of a mix this time. Let's go with, all right, SH Figuarts. So, Ultraman Ginga, Ultraman New Generation Stars version. This is basically the same Ginga figure we saw before. The difference is now he includes his beam effect, which Wheels and I were complaining about this.
I hope it stays on better than the Ultra Rack, because I hate that effect piece in the Ultra
So
Rack.
instead of his spear, he comes with his beam effect. And this is
fair. He doesn't use the spear that much.
But the problem I have with it is that if you didn't get the first release, you can't get the transparent blue spear, right? And if you got the first release, you can't get the beam effect without buying the figure a second time. And they did this with Belial as well, when they didn't include the Giga Battleizer, instead had an effect piece. And they're doing it again with Victory, where Victory now not only costs more than the previous release, does not include either of his alternate arms. He doesn't include the alternate big Red King fist, nor his sword, but instead comes with the beam effect. So it's kind of like it's a push and pull where it's like, could I just get a beam effect set for Ginga and Victory?
That's the thing here. I think because the new gen stars are clearly for new collectors. That's
Right.
totally fine, but they really should do a beam effect legacy pack for like just on P-Band. Like, you don't need to make it a retail. Make a P-Band at the very least.
Yeah.
Just for people who bought like the previous set, because that's
so
the whole
that way
purpose.
We can have the beam effects if we have the previous releases.
Yeah, I think that's the happy medium because I understand because again these new gen stars are meant for new collectors, and that's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. I have the problem with the let's include accessories we never made before.
Yeah,
that kind of feels.
I mean, the new gens Figuarts had they been US also? Have they been like international? Okay,
both
good.
Ginga and Victory is listed as US releases too.
Okay, I've been meaning to pick up more Ultraman Figuarts, honestly.
Good time. You can get their beam effects. So these are coming out. Both of them are coming out in April.
I'm not surprised they haven't. What? I forget. Did the Blazar Flareon armor figure art for that was a Tamashi? Did that came with his effect piece? Is a beam effect or no?
No, that came with the Blazar parts set that came with parts for him and Earth Garen, as well as his it came with his staff.
They're probably gonna be some kind of new gen star release of Blazar with the beam effect piece, knowing Bandai.
Yeah, and it won't come with the Tilsonite sword.
Hey, like, Cows, look, King
from Tekken 8.
King. He looks great. He's buff and manly.
He is.
Man, he looks like he's gonna do his running 3+4.
I kind of wish
he's even got
right there. He's doing his rage art.
I wish his cape was cloth goods, but I'm not sure I don't think Bandai. No, wait, the Katsuki clothing. The clothing. I kind of wish his cape was wired in cloth goods because they could print that logo on the cloth because they done that to Katsuki. But
I think they also. I also wish the cape was removable. I think. I like capes removable.
You had to buy the game Dimension figure. You want the removable cape King and this look.
Apparently.
But he looks great. Look, he's King. He's buff and manly and the king of heroes. I love him.
All right, next up, Venom: The Last Dance. Venom, who is getting a U.S. release as well as a Europe and Latin America release. This is kind of a redo of their previous Venom, and he's much more.
Is it like the new Let There Be Kind Marvel Legend Venom, where it's a slight redo of the older figure, pretty much?
Yeah, but he's a bit of a bigger tweak. They got like the back tendrils on him. His entire texture is different.
I saw what Spin Dash wrote.
Minor, but a Berserk figure is 0 just announced.
Ooh.
Berserk figure is 0.
So they had the tendrils and stuff on Venom, but his whole texture is different. He was a flat glossy before. Now he's got like.
Does he have texture. Doom wings or
no.
Doom? Wait a minute.
He doesn't have Doom wings. That's Shadow's thing now.
Right.
It looks good.
Looks cool to me.
And then from My Hero Academia, Todoroki is coming out in May. These all go up for pre-order November 1st, by the way.
November 1st. I'm driving. I gotta grab Todoroki because he looks fantastic.
Fire and nice.
Yeah, he looks really cool.
No, I love it. He comes with here's all I want him to come with. Pretty much.
He does do that one thing that I understand why Figuarts do it.
I talk about the removable hand parts. Yeah. Because that's clearly a budget saving thing.
Yep. They did that with Absolute Tartarus and Absolute Diavolo, and it's like I feel like I'm going to lose them every time I do it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like hopefully they stay on. That's the big thing. But yeah, he looks fantastic.
I'm going to go look for this Berserk Figuart Zero because I'm just curious. It should be right here.
They also did with Saber too.
Yeah, I remember.
No, when you say Saber,
Kamen Rider.
Oh,
not Toria.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
It's funny how the Tamashi website lags on
super chat from Mateki.
Yes.
$2. Oh, Venom gets a pass, but 86 Galvatron doesn't. Wow.
No, because 86 Galvatron's just a color change, whereas Venom is a whole texture change.
Mold texture. They had to recast the figure.
Yeah, they did more work to Venom. Also, I think the first Venom was P Bandai, and this one's retail, so that's also.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Let me.
It should come with a gallon milk. When's our Venom horse, Venom frog? What other Venom animals were there in that movie?
There's a lot. Here's the Figuart Zero for those wondering for Berserk. Look at it; it's so grungy. I like it.
Let's screen share.
Oh, okay. It's the armor. Okay.
Yeah, They did figure out Guts' Berserk armor, but this is a statue. Looks real nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. It's time to get to the Hasbro stuff now. We're gonna.
All right, rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Hold on, I gotta check a DM there. Okay. All right.
Now I got cease and desist by Hasbro on stream.
So, guys, we have. I'll talk about it in a moment, but we're gonna talk about Hasbro layoffs before we talk about Hasbro toys, because it's the right thing to do. For me, I feel like I cannot talk about the Hasbro company in a positive light unless I acknowledge their bad stuff first. I got to get the bad stuff out of the way, then we can talk about the toy stuff, because I got thoughts, and I kind of don't. I don't care about pulling punches anymore with Hasbro as a company. They're clearly never going to give me any benefit from pulling punches, so why do it? We're just gonna go digging into it. So, Kyle just noticed the giant man in the background. He's huge. Yeah. He's massive.
You should every stream. You should have him in the background doing something different.
I will do that until he has a place on the shelf, probably, because he doesn't have a place at the moment. All right. Let me get this. All right. Hasbro layoffs. So, where do we start? Let's start with the news itself. So, Hasbro, the day before their Q3 earnings report, they laid off 100 employees. Which, there's a lot of reasons of, like, why? And I don't know why, honestly. There's a real reason that we don't know for sure. But the people they fired had a consistent theming of been there a while, probably had higher salaries than other people. The whole idea behind this was to make the Q3 earnings report look good and save the stock price. The stock price dropped 6% after the Q3 earnings report came out. So there is, so it didn't have the result that they wanted. There's a couple articles I want to share parts from. Boston Global reported that Hasbro, the CEO, Chris Cox, is saying that Hasbro would
our lovely president
move their headquarters out of Rhode Island and go to Boston instead in mid-2026. This is really funny because we're going to talk about a Hasbro event that happened yesterday that is specifically named after their address in Rhode Island, which is like 1027 whatever street. They have been in Rhode Island forever. It would be kind of insane to move headquarters. This other article came out from Toy Book, who got the details about some of this stuff the day before the earnings report. It says, Hasbro continues organizational changes to fuel growth and innovation. So let's go through some of this. 100 employees will be affected by a workforce reduction amid operational streamlining. According to the company, these changes should increase speed to market by trimming at least 3 months from the process while empowering teams to make decisions quickly and to design to value, design with price in mind from the start. What the hell in the corporate jargon does any of that mean?
What the hell? That's what I was about to say. What?
Yeah. What the hell was any of that in the meaning? So, what I have taken this to go, from my knowledge of corporate business, they want to shorten the window of design to release by 3 months. Don't exactly know how they're going to do that, because that sounds like they want to reinvent the wheel. Always a great business strategy, not really. The part I don't like is when it says, while empowering teams to make decisions quickly. That is how you get lazy crap as a product. That is how you rush people and you don't get quality out of your employees.
What's the term? People would do worse if they always in fear of getting fired?
Yes. And the thing is, and we'll talk about this with a specific firing, it seems like they fired some key people to put a pep in people's step to work harder. When instead, I have seen a lot of Hasbro employees sort of drop the corporate facade when they've been talking even on Hasbro official stuff, because a lot of them are realizing that their jobs, it doesn't matter if they do them well, they could get fired because the CEO decides it.
Yep.
The other thing that's interesting, it says, to design to value from the start. Design with price in mind. TJ Omega, fellow YouTuber, did a great video talking about the 2012 budget crunch of Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Where all the toys kind of became crap for a whole year because of the oil prices. Design with price in mind says to me that Hasbro's going to try to either lower the price or keep the price as it is, but lower the quality of the product.
Exactly. Make it worthless.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
pay more, get less.
To add to this, these latest rounds of reorganization reflect Hasbro's all-in bets on digital, direct, and technology-assisted innovation, aka AI.
Hey.
Ugh.
All right, going through this, the changes are as follows. They are going to basically restructure Wizards of the Coast, who does Magic and D&D. They are going to combine some jobs. Like, for example, Gina Goder will become COO as well as being CFO. Those are two jobs that should be two different people, I'm going to be totally honest. They talked about merging IT and technology into one department. They talked about other people now leading, they're elevating its internal marketing organization. They're doing all this restructuring that doesn't sound like it's going to fix any of their problems and just sounds like temporary patches on the situation. So, Smith the Crow says, should I fear Devastator might suffer a quality drop? No. Whatever they do today will affect things from 2026 onward. 2025 was already locked in, budget, design, all that a while ago. 2026 is when this stuff's going to start affecting things. So, who did they fire is probably your next question. Well, John Warden, who's been at Hasbro since 1999. Now, why this was baffling...
I didn't know he was that part of the company for that long.
Yeah, he's been at the company for 25 years. He just rejoined the Transformers team like a month and a half ago and has had nothing. He didn't even get to do anything at the Transformers team. He was about to get on a plane and fly to London for MCM London when they said, "You're fired."
Ow.
And he made this great heartfelt message. But he went and spoke to a local news station in Rhode Island. And there's a great video interview, but we have some quotes. So, as the article says, John Warden worked for Hasbro for more than 25 years, designing toys for popular franchises like Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Pokemon. But his dream job abruptly ended Wednesday when the toy-making and entertainment giant laid him off. Which, laid off is just the corporate way of saying fired. Because...
Yeah. That makes it less feel bad.
Remember what I always say, guys. All corporations are evil, yes, even the nice ones. This is the corporate business. All right. Warden said, it was a little heartbreaking. This took a lot of us by surprise. There was not a lot of warning, and we were kind of blindsided. Chris Cox announced the layoffs in a memo sent to employees, which was then made public by the Toy Book, which we just talked about. Cox said, these changes will improve productivity and empowerment but required making some difficult choices. As a result, we are saying goodbye to several team members who will be moving on from Hasbro. We're grateful for their contributions to our mission and wish each of them well. Corporate speak for, you cost too much for us, goodbye.
Yep.
All right, so, adding to this, John, let's see, who's this? John Warden, who's originally from Ohio, said, I was able to raise a family here and work on so many brands for Hasbro. I've been here for 25 years. I'm from the Midwest, but in my heart, I'm a Rhode Islander. Despite being disappointed that his time to Hasbro's come to close, Warden can't help but be grateful for the opportunities he's had over the years. And so then he also talked about, he said, I really think there is something special about Hasbro being in Rhode Island. Only time will tell, but I certainly love Rhode Island, and I sure wish Hasbro would stay here. And so, he says he's not really sure what he's going to do now. Mattel, call him up.
Right?
Seriously, scoop this guy up. He knows his stuff. And so the thing is that, and there was a quote he had, it's not in the article, but it was in the interview, in the video interview, where he said, it seems short-sighted for Hasbro to do this, and I feel sad for the new employees that won't be able to learn from us who have been here a long time and understand how the industry works. And that's basically what they did. They just fired 25 years worth of corporate knowledge on the toy industry to save some shekels for their damn earnings report that had their stock price drop anyways.
Mm-hmm.
From what we've heard, Chris Cox's contract is up December 31st, 2024. This may have been his last big push to get this quarter to look good on the stock market to keep his job. We shall see if he gets his contract renewed.
Zalchak's, people, I might be confused if people want John, want Gone to do him too much. That's not the point. Just, the
thing with the G1 stuff is a thing of the past. And when he rejoined Transformers, he was not in that position he was before. But we're beyond that.
We get criticized on decisions he can make, but that doesn't mean he did a job.
Right. And I've seen some people say that, and it's like, no, he should have never been let go in this way. He should have been allowed to retire, because the way he was fired, he doesn't get any retirement bonus, despite being there for 25 years. So because of this, I thought that was very interesting. He said, basically he confirmed they cut him because he's been there longer. He probably has a bigger salary than everybody in his level of team, and that's why they did it. And I'm hoping that Hasbro doesn't renew Chris Cox's contract, because I legitimately think that it will take the company down. Every quarter has been terrible this year. And every decision has made the company financially and public perception-wise worse off than it was before.
When did Chris Cox become president again? Well, it was right after... Because right after Brian Gardner died, but that was when? What, 2021? 2022?
Zeltrax confirmed he didn't want Warden gone, but other people had. Yeah, I saw the same comments from other people, but thank you for clarifying. So the thing is that Chris Cox, let me go look up his when he was joined, because I forget. I try not to think about this guy very often, but he keeps showing up. Let me go on the investor page on Hasbro. Let's see. When did he become CEO? Oh, it doesn't even have the date he became. Oh, he took CEO in 2022. Usually CEOs are on a 2-year contract.
2022 is pretty much, when Hasbro really kind of went with a lot of the decisions they make, pretty much.
So I think that if the board at Hasbro is looking at the stock prices, they're going to
2022, when I think about 2022, that's when, let's see, 2022, what happened? So, that's what, Dino Fury Season 2 times, that's when the toy line kind of fell off.
And then it also was around the time they were overestimating stock numbers, which led to the 2023 overinflation of stock that is still sitting around at people's Rosses and Ollies and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Was that the Eternals era? Was that during when Eternals came out?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
So, yeah.
What Transformers was going on with Transformers during that time? Was
that was when Legacy started, which was 2022.
Legacy, but Cyber's just ended. I don't think Earthspark began, right? That was like a year later.
Yeah.
But that was before.
It's a lot of the stuff that's been going on with Hasbro has been a result of the last couple of years. Some of it is COVID, totally, but a lot of it has been the layoffs to save money that never works. The consolidation of jobs, the overstock of products,
I know that's when, from what I remember seeing, that's when the Nerf products got really bad.
Yeah.
I remember from what the Nerf community said about that era. That was like when the brand was bad.
And I'll say, the more people they fire, the worse things are going to get. And we'll talk about miscommunication soon, because you need people. This is a huge company. You need people to run all these jobs and departments. You can't have them doing 3 jobs each. It's not how that works.
I think that's when the Magic stuff got really bad, if I remember right.
And the D&D Open Gaming License controversy was 2023, so.
Yep.
Don't you love John Hasbro and Chris Cox or whatever his name is?
Chris Cox, yep. I gotta love too that Chris Cox has a name that makes it sound like I made up a fake name to make fun of him, but it's his name.
That's his name.
Dude, growing up with a kid named Jimmy J. Cox, even though he was a tough kid, we used to make fun of him so much. We were like, "All right, there, dick."
His parents should have known.
And also, wasn't all the mass firings during his era? Also?
Yes, all the mass firings have been done by, and it's been in
what
the last.
In the
last year, it has been 1,100 to 1,200 jobs cut.
Was it in your notes?
You would think other people on the board would sit there and be like, "This doesn't feel right."
Yeah.
Every time I know I'm close to them, I'm like, I should just go. I've been to Rhode Island so many times.
You should go over. I've been to the Hasbro office in Providence. They have a Mr. Potato Head out front. And
I've been to Providence so many times.
All the parking signs in their parking lot are Monopoly themed. Like, go there on a Sunday when like nobody's around. You can just kind of explore the
I should have my family take me there one day.
Yeah.
Cal's got the picket sign ready and stuff.
Just knock on her door. All right, you guys are screwing up. Who are you?
No. Cal just goes, "Hey, it's me, Goku. I'm gonna fight your CEO."
Kyle says hasn't him being here when.
God, I would. Oh my God, I would love him to dress up as Goku now and actually go full Goku.
Yeah.
You know,
hey,
Twitter
I heard you're pretty strong. You fired so many. I heard you're pretty strong. I heard you fired so many employees. That means you're really strong, right?
Oh my God.
Kyle says hasn't Black Series gone down since he's been in? Yeah, and he was also the one that negotiated the contract renegotiation, which let Disney have way too much of a cut.
Here's a question, guys. Did you actually watch John Warden's like local ABC company
I did, yes.
like stop him? That shit was funny.
But yeah, no, so the other thing too, we don't know most of the people that got fired. Apparently, a lot of them were in the Wizards of the Coast. I think John Warden's the only guy from the toy side to get cut, which is why I think they fired him.
Was that the same thing from last? Was that the same thing from last firing?
Last firing, it was half Wizards of the Coast, half toys.
Jeez.
We did find out though that Dixon Dunbo was laid off from D&D.
That's also a funny ass name.
I know. He was the creator relations associate for Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons. That's a pretty key position to like doing things. Loretta from Hasbro was also let go.
Never forget the story of when the developers of Baldur's Gate 3 won the Game Awards. They tried to go call up the D&D team they talked to get the D&D license for Baldur's Gate 3, and they were gone when they tried to call them. Never forget that story.
Yeah, no, that's right. They were like, we wanted to thank the people that helped us. Oh, they were gone. Chris Cox was at Microsoft at one point. He was doing digital stuff. He's a very digital first guy.
Oh, no wonder. Didn't NFTs become a thing after he became president?
I think so. I think he was, because he was at the company by the time the NFT stuff started.
Really?
We're going to go through the toy news now. I sincerely hope, for the sake of Hasbro and also for the wider toy industry, that they get rid of him. Because I think that if they keep going down this path, there's not going to be a company to make toys.
And you never hear stories
going
about
down this path. There won't be anything to follow because of Obi-Wan. No, because of you, Chris Cox. Because of what you've done.
Exactly.
You never hear
my new empire.
Are you saying you have this high ground?
You never hear stories like this for Bandai or Jazzwares or Mattel or Playmates. Or
I think Mattel had to do layoffs one time, and they're like, we had to let 200 people go.
Yeah, but that was really a bad
and that was after their worst year in 15 years. And I was like, and it was only 200 people. It was a small percentage. So it was one of those things that it just sucks because it's nice to be excited about stuff, but it's hard to get super hyped about some of these things. It sucks. That's all I can put it as. All right, let's get to the toy news though. Let's go to a happy subject, Star Wars. Oh wait.
Wait a minute.
Actually, I'll give them credit. So MCM London was this past weekend, which was a Comic-Con in London. I know Psycho O's was there. They revealed some new Star Wars figures, and at first we just had booth shots, but now we got pretty promotional pictures. This article updated, so thank you, Yakface, for keeping it real. First up, we got Black Series Sebulba. So if you want...
Why did it take this long?
I have no idea, but we finally have a Sebulba. And he looks absolutely fantastic, if a little underpainted, but it's Black Series.
AK, a freak.
Yeah. he looks great. He can actually articulate his legs, which looks awesome. I think that looks like a fun figure.
Every time I see Sebulba, all I can think of is the very original Lego minifigure of Sebulba, which was horrifying. It was like a Lego minifigure head on like some bricks and arms. It was creepy.
Oh yeah. Zeltrax, don't talk about prices in Star Wars Black Series because you'll just always be depressed, like me. Sebulba looks great. We're
to
finally.
Be fair,
Hey,
to be
you
fair, he is
like
a
paying,
new mold.
deluxe Power Rangers prices for a Black Series figure?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is at least a brand new mold. There isn't much reuse. All right, I was happy to see Luminara Unduli finally join Black Series. We're finally getting more Jedi,
Isn't tight.
And I was very excited that she has fully cloth robes the way Palpatine does, where like the torso's plastic, but then the robes are cloth, because that means she's not going to be a traffic cone like every other toy of her prior, or at least all the ones during my childhood. She does still have the weird hand where they're doing like the weird claw thing. I don't know why we do this. Just give them normal hands. They're hard to hold lightsabers.
Kung Fu grip.
Kung Fu grip actually could hold shit though. Luminar looks great. Woman 2 canon to die, Shak-Chi. I swear she's been killed off like 4 times in Star Wars, and yet is still technically alive because every time she dies, it gets decanonized.
so it's like Barricade, a live action movie.
Yeah. Yes, AR. The claw hand thing is like Marvel Legends magic hands. You hate them and you're tired of seeing them. She died in a deleted scene. It was cut. They redid the deleted scene where she died. It got cut. She died in Force Unleashed. That's no longer canon. She died in Yoda's vision. That's not canon. It was just a vision.
Didn't she die in Gendy's Clone Wars?
No, she actually lived because originally, so she got tied up because Grievous took took Palpatine, Mr. Chancellor, not the Emperor yet, but Grievous took Palpatine, and Shak-Chi was trying to save Palpatine. She was then captured. She was like tied up on Coruscant. What was weird about that was the original plan was she was supposed to be captured by Grievous because she was the one protecting Palpatine, and then Grievous would kill her in front of Anakin and Obi-Wan. That's the deleted scene. They then took that same footage, cut the background out, was going to have Anakin kill her in the Jedi Temple, which they also cut out. Which then led her to being in Force Unleashed. And I don't know where Gendy's Clone Wars was in the production cycle, but they had Shak-Chi live and be on Coruscant, where she, instead of dying on Grievous' ship. So it would have been a continuity error if that scene had retained in the movie. They probably already cut it by the point they actually had gone and done Gendy's 3rd season. That was a lot of Star Wars lore about a character that like 10 people care about, but she was cool, and in the Clone Wars she didn't die. So she may still technically be alive. We don't know. We haven't seen the body yet. Canonically.
Yeah, as a kid, I always keep confusing her with Ahsoka, the little kid, because they're the same race, right?
Yes, they are the same race. She's much older, which is why people kind of complain that Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka's like Leku are not that long. Because here's Shak-Ti. Like, she should be about Shak-Ti's age, so that should be much longer than they are, but, action scenes kind of get in the way. I knew the thing was when they introduced Ahsoka, I thought she was Shak-Ti.
Yeah.
Because Shak-Ti had already been in Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and all my Go-Gurt packages and stuff. So I thought Ahsoka was Shak-Ti.
I don't know if you keep forgetting the Go-Gurt.
I gotta tell you, legitimately speaking, opening that box of Go-Gurt and then eating each Go-Gurt and going, Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, Syson Tin. That's how I learned who the Jedi were. It put names to faces for me for the first time. That's how I knew the difference between Adi Gallia and Stas Ali.
You brought up Plo Koon, and I recently saw a funny story about Plo Koon.
Yes,
and it cracked me up. Oh, okay. So there was a couple of months ago, Katie Sackhoff, I guess, has her own like talk show similar to Michael Rosenbaum, and had Ming-Na on talking about actually getting to be, in person and not just a cartoon character. Mm-hmm. But the way they filmed all of Katie Sackhoff's scenes was she was like given like just her scripts and her parts of the script, so no leaks could happen or whatnot. And Ming-Na also sort of had it, but like Ming-Na's walking around on set and she sees like all the stuff for Luke and she's like, oh shit, Mark Hamill's gonna be on set, and Feige's like, no, it's somebody else. She goes, that's literally R2-D2. That's Luke's glove. Yeah, No, Feige. Favreau and
Filoni.
God, I can't think of his name right now. Filoni. Yeah, that's why. So Filoni and Favreau are there, and like, no, Luke's not. It's gonna be Plo Koon, and she goes, that's his goddamn glove. That's his goddamn saber. That's a green R2-D2 because of green screen or whatever, or blue screen. She goes, she goes, Luke Skywalker. Yeah. And so, but Katie Sackhoff, she was like saying, I didn't know Mark Hamill was going to be there. I didn't know they were going to do a whole body double stuff. She's like, I did not know. I legitimately thought it was going to be Flo.
They didn't tell anybody on set until it happened.
So Katie Sackhoff was like completely because they're telling their story on the podcast, and Katie's like saying, yeah, I was told it was Plo Koon, and I was like, oh cool, he was one of the cartoon characters that was in the show, and so like Katie was like, yep, okay, and so like Katie's there. And she's telling, I did not know, and everyone's laughing at me that I didn't know, because other people kind of figured it out, because they were more geeking out, but Katie's like, when I'm on set, I kind of lock in. I lock in so hard, like, I could be a nerd myself. Like, I brought my dad to set that day. I did not know he was going to be there, and my dad's like, yo, that's Luke Skywalker stuff, and I'm like, no, Dad, it's Plo Koon, and she goes, I got made to look like a goddamn idiot. Uh-oh. And then she called Filoni and goes, but were you surprised?
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny that Ming-Na was like, Ming-Na was just literally telling.
She's like, no, that's Plo Koon.
Yeah, she was like,
that's funny.
All right. Sackhoff was like, I'm not getting gaslit, and like Ming-Na's like, it's literally Luke. That's R2-D2. Just painted different.
Yep, that's funny. All right, so Vintage Collection's getting Ara Singh again.
I'll send you the clip. That's great.
Thank you. Ara Singh is coming out again for Vintage Collection this time. I think they've been doing this where they're repacking older figures. I don't think she's any different. I have the Vintage Collection Ara Singh.
Hey, which Sound Out channel should I put it in?
Movies and More?
Sci-Fi Adventures.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Adventures.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure.
All right, and
that's
then
why I wanted to double check.
Vintage Collection is also getting Lieutenant Callahan. I don't know who the hell this is. I watched Rebels Season 5.
No, you didn't.
I did. I watched Rebels Season 5, also known as Ahsoka Season 1. I don't know who this is. I still don't know why we don't have Carson Teva, because he's been in like multiple Mandalorian episodes and Ahsoka. Yes, Smith the Crow. It is Phantom Menace for Ara Singh. She was there during the pod race. She was standing on a balcony.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, I keep forgetting she wasn't just from Clone Wars. Yeah, she was from Phantom Menace.
She was like a little cameo. She was like looking out at the race, and she's like leaning over a railing. I think she's only in the extended version of the pod race that's on all the home video releases and the streaming versions, but not the original theatrical. But yeah, she's there. Spindash says, I actually learned all the side Jedi's names through Gindie Clone Wars. Ayla and Shakti are my favorites. Never had the Go-Gurt, but I love the dark chocolate M&Ms they had. Yeah,
I learned it from Lego Star Wars 1. I learned it from Lego Star Wars 1.
Lego Star Wars 1 as well. I just remember the Go-Gurts because they put those out. Go-Gurts came out during Attack of the Clones before the Clone Wars stuff started. That's why the Go-Gurt was what got me, because that came out first. And then I had all their toys. And now I'm getting them all in Black Series. I'm pretty happy about it. All right, so there's that. For me, I might get Sebulba, but I'm definitely getting Luminara and Shakti because...
Listen, if he came with a pod racer, then I'd put my money
down. Did they ever make Black Series pod racer? No.
No, they haven't.
No.
I'll totally do that. All right, for 1027...
oh my God, Sound Out. Haslab, Anakin, and Sebulba pod racer.
Oh, I would buy that. I think that actually sells.
A tier is a surround system.
Yes, that'd be great. All right. So, at 1027 for Vintage Collection, Yord Fandor. He looks basically like the Black Series. He's from Acolyte. Nice to see his neck intact. And he's actually got a comm link on his belt, which is a cool detail.
I thought that was Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Yeah. Yord Hortus should be happy about that. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi from the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi, where he's in Jedi robes again and very weirdly fitting goggles.
Obi-Wan Kenobi from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I really wish these shows had better names besides just character name. Like, come on, guys. I know trademarking, but like, come on.
What a show which is a guy named Steve is just called Steve.
Yeah, basically.
I love Naruto from Naruto. And the best do you love the main character Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball.
Yes. And the main character of the sequel, Z.
God damn it! Now I want to just take a clip of the balls being inert and just like and just make it the entire time span. Drag it. It's like you just see the balls sitting there inert for an entire half hour.
Ryan says Smith the Crow says you're wrong, Ryan. It's Boruto's dad.
Yeah, sorry, Boris was dead, yeah.
All right, there was one Black Series reveal, and oh my god, this guy has been leaking part by part from factories at Savaggio Press.
he's a Build-A-Figure. He's a revealed Build-A-Figure.
We've been getting leaks of him for so long, like, one step at a time. Like, it was like, here's his lightsaber, here's his head, here's his armor, and I'm like, when is he gonna get revealed? Oh my god!
I don't know a slick of a standing there. Is this just Swole Maul?
No, this is actually from Clone Wars.
No, I remember
this is Darth
dude.
Maul's brother from Dathomir when they were doing the witches were doing stuff, because the witches wanted revenge on Count Dooku, so they went and grabbed a Zabrak who was related to Maul and was like, "Hey, you, go kill Dooku with these witches." And
maybe
he was really cool. And then they brought Maul back because Savage actually went to go look for Maul when he found out he was his brother. And then he became Maul's apprentice, and then they both fought Palpatine together. And...
It's interesting because even though Black Series only do realistic
also
looks,
when Tim Curry had to step in as Palpatine
that was after
too, for those
Palpatine.
last 4 episodes?
That was the last season because the actor that played Palpatine died. Anyways, continue, Brian.
I don't know why, because Black Series usually always do realistic looks, but like I don't know why. Maybe because the swole body make it actually looks more cartoon, like animated than the rest of the Black Series.
I think it's also the
figures.
face. I think it's the face. I think it's the First of all, it's the lack of paint because they've been skipping on paint. He's got some on the chest, but like the lack of paint from the waist down. It's also the face because there's not that much detail to it because it's mostly black with the yellow, right?
Yeah.
I'm stoked for this. I like how they said summer 2025, and yet the actual pre-order page says April 10th. I expect them in February. Because a lot of people have been talking about this. Hasbro dates are saturation dates, not release dates. So, basically meaning that the dates that they put are the dates they expect all stores to have stock of them, not just the first batch. You guys ready for Marvel?
What about the Bad Batch?
Marvel, baby.
Marvel, baby. All right, so they showed off the Sentinel again. They did point out a couple things. They said this model, the Sentinel's not fully articulated. He will have thigh swivels and stuff. The digital renders have a more accurate thing. And the torso is one of those where the ball joint's at the waist, so you can kind of pose the torso around.
Oh, nice.
So pretty cool.
He sees an ant. He wants to kill it.
Yeah. Then they showed the Captain America Brave New World figures.
I do find it funny. They revealed the Captain America figures at London.
Yes, they did. I saw somebody was like, "Are they going to announce Excalibur figures at London just like they did last time?" And nope. So we got Captain America in his stealth suit. I prefer Sam's first Captain America costume still, but they did articulate the wings a whole lot better than before.
Yeah, because they were just only forward and back, right?
Yeah, and these are all going to be deluxe prices. And then here's Red Hulk.
You mean Red Harrison Ford, right?
Red Harrison Ford, yeah. Red Hulk looks good, and then we also got our new G.I. Joe figure, the Joaquin Torres Falcon. They have ratchets in the wings. Everything's fully articulated. All these figures are pretty much new. They're $40 a piece, though. That's the sticking point.
I like that they're not wasting a whole wave for Captain. I like that you get 3 major deluxe figures.
The tab to Marvel Legends because these are in the same article. Whoops. All right.
Also, I would say for Sam and Falcon with the mask, like their helmet mask heads on, they look like Lost Metal heroes now.
They kind of do, yeah. I kind of dig it.
Oh no! I just expected to hear like something like SOS Tokyo or something like that in the background, like Wind Specters for some reason with them.
Mm-hmm.
They do kind of have the vibe of like a dual Tokusatsu hero men.
They do
feel.
They did say that the reason why it's not a Build-A-Figure wave is they thought about doing a Build-A-Figure wave, but then they're like, well, how do we do Red Hulk? Like, is Red Hulk the Build-A-Figure? But then how do we get Captain America and Falcon their wings? Because we had to do that as a Build-A-Figure before, so they were just like, screw it, let's just do deluxe release.
Yeah, it's just smart. It's just so much better.
So much smarter. I also do like the handles and the wings for Falcon. That gives them more posing options. I think these look rad as figures, nice. Especially this shot here of Sam with the wings around him like a shield. Like, that is something I wish the previous figures could do, and I'm glad they finally figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was the bulk of the reveals.
Maybe wish that the comic Sam Cap had those wings also.
Me too. These should be in stores, MJ Klein, because it's for a movie.
They're MCU. There's MCU figures, yeah.
And then after this, they didn't really they pretty much like spent most of their presentation talking about these, which is cool.
So I do want to say with Hulk, do you think it looks like Harrison Ford? I don't think it looks like Harrison Ford.
I don't think it looks like Harrison Ford at all. No,
there might be some likeness rights they couldn't.
It's also hard to nail Harrison Ford. Signed all my Indians and Han Solo figures.
Yeah,
all the Indy figures look better than the Han Solos. So these are up for pre-order now. They press release at $35 each. They're $40 each.
Is the Red Hulk a 100% new sculpt, or is he reusing like one older MCU Hulk figure?
From what I can tell, he's 100% new. Maybe the hands are reused.
That's good because the problem I have with the older MCU Hulk figures is the torso is like a flat matte shine plastic, while the arms have texture. So I was glad he has like actual texture on him. Then.
And then the last reveal was a digital render reveal of Dark Avengers Warbird, which is actually Miss Marvel, but they're using Warbird for Carol's Miss Marvel era. That's fine. This is not Carol though. This is Moonstone.
I hope she comes with Ultra Head to be classic Carol, because that's this costume.
That would be super smart if they could do that. It is built on the same body as the Target Warbird, and it is going to be a fan channel release. Pre-order November 7th. So like I said, I hope there's a classic head too.
So. Also, I do want to point out that you can tell how these were the Captain America figures were in the back storage room because they're using the old style packaging.
Yeah, they have the curved packaging, not the flat.
You can tell they were waiting in the trenches for a while to be released.
I mean, I wish I could get my hands on the Target version, but hey, at least it's still the same mold technically.
It is the same mold, and it's still the same costume and of the same. It's still the same. You can still use it as the same character. It doesn't have to be especially if they include a classic head, which I think so. And
Zeltrex, this costume is was used in Earth Mighty Heroes, but this was Carol's classic costume.
Yeah, and she does have double jointed elbow joints.
It's just
they also did say that they're planning to do more Dark Avengers in the near future. Oh my God! Please give me a new Daken.
Please.
I cannot have my only Daken figure be that old,
to the fire,
crusty ass 10-year-old.
Well, technically, isn't Wolverine a Daken figure?
No, because the Wolverine they made is the Logan version.
Is there a difference? Oh no, wait, Daken has two claws, right? Daken has two claws, right?
Daken has two claws.
You could remove.
Even though he you can't remove the claws because they're molded with the fire.
Oh, damn it.
Even though he was impersonating his father during the Wolverine miniseries, it doesn't work because he doesn't have the arm tattoo. That was the
did he glue a dirt blade on his knuckle?
It was confusing because it looked like Logan, but it wasn't Logan because Logan was fighting him, and then it was like, it's Daken, and the magic demon people made him look like Logan, and I'm like, okay.
I was hoping super glued a dirt blade on his wrist to make it look like Wolverine.
All right, G.I. Joe. They said they're slowing down, and they meant it. There wasn't too much, but then again, we just had stuff in New York Comic Con. Here's Blowtorch. She was our digital render reveal for G.I. Joe. Yeah, that's right, AR. He has 3. That's right. Daken does have that third underhand claw. He usually just uses 2, but he'll pop a third one from his wrist.
Is it like a
You know how Kane? You know how Kane has that third spike?
Yeah.
That spike under his wrist. Daken has that too, so you can have 3 claws that way. All right.
So is he like good guy?
Blowtorch?
No, is Blowtorch like good guy? Was it Firefly? Is the pyromaniac of Cobra?
No, Firefly's the demolitions expert. Torch from the Dreadnoughts is the pyromaniac.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And then this is the same backpack that came with Torch and the same fire effects, so that makes sense. So he's pretty cool. And then we also got the Frag Viper as the other.
That name, I don't know, something about that name. That sounds like a slur.
It's because it's close to slag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There also.
I mean, whenever I hear the word frag, I'm like, oh boy, just slip up and forget the R, and you're done.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's why
that didn't even cross my mind. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as you said
frag grenades. Like the first time I heard of a frag grenade, I stopped and looked. Yeah.
Yeah. There was also this compilation.
Who said that gets it?
They showed Nemesis Immortal on their presentation. They showed Heavy Duty, which we'd gotten the digital render for after PulseCon when they forgot to do it during the actual presentation because PulseCon was a shit show. There also will be a Retro Flint, a Retro Televiper, and a Retro Cover Girl that will be based on the cartoon with the blonde hair. Because the the CoverGirl we got was very much also the vintage toy look. So they're like, let's make the cartoon look, and I think that's kind of a neat
what
thing
look
to do.
is Energon Universe CoverGirl going with? Is it cartoon or toy?
Different than both.
Oh, both. So hopefully they make a CoverGirl for that then.
Yep. Nemesis Immortal. Let's talk about this beastie guy. So, Nemesis Immortal was officially announced back when they did the Dragonfly Haslab unboxing. They showed him in box, and I was like, so when can
Cobra Commander's biggest hater.
Yeah. Hey, Infinite. So, they went through all the pictures of him. They talked about him in detail on the 1027, and then they put this thing that said pre-order Monday, October 28th. They did not say how he was being released.
Nah, he's out now.
He's in stock. So if you this was slightly, this is the miscommunication that happens in Hasbro when you have a bunch of employees that have been fired because now you don't have these people running this info around. Nemesis Immortal is a Pulse exclusive, and he's in stock right now. Actually, let me go double check and make sure he's actually like in stock still, and I'm not just.
This is a figured I'm tempted because I do really love Nemesis Force and Joshua Williams Cobra Commander because he was so cool.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Smith the Crow. It is Nemesis Enforcer in the original. His new trademark name is Nemesis Immortal, and he has sold out. So.
Oh damn! No, he looks like rad.
He looks cool. He was $45. I think this was supposed to be a New York Comic Con exclusive.
Yeah.
Because or a PulseCon, because Starduster was the PulseCon, and he was based on like a serial figure. Yeah, that's an impressive price, Infinite. The way they usually did it, they did it like Mindbender was Comic-Con, Serpentor was PulseCon. It kind of feels like Once a Man Cobra Commander was Comic-Con, Nemesis Immortal would be New York Comic Con or PulseCon, but they didn't do that. They just
they do that because how a big role he was in Joshua Williams' Cobra Commander, so
maybe
they wanted him.
I will say that it is sold out right now, but so was the Once a Man Cobra Commander, but he went back up. They will probably do another run because they tend to do that with G.I. Joe.
I know you don't. I know you don't do G.I. Joe shorts, but like I kind of want you to do a short of this guy.
I might do a short on this guy just because this has been my most anticipated figure the entire year ever since they did the name drop because he's been on my want list since the line started. I love this guy. He's one of my favorites, so I might just do a short on him
Commander's biggest hater. He was forced to babysit him, and it's like he's like, "Screw it, killing you now."
Smith the Crow says, "When's G.I. Joe classified Old Snake?" Would that technically be a Transformers release? Because he wasn't Old Snake in the G.I. Joe show. He was Old Snake in Transformers.
Collab figure.
Collab figure. Anyways, let's just go through some of the pictures here. He looks amazing. I will do a short on him when I get him because I don't even care if the short underperforms. I just wanted to review him. He looks so amazing. He's one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters. I love this shot with Sergeant Slaughter powerbombing him.
No, wait, hold on. Old Snake. Isn't that the same outfit he wore in Energon Universe?
Yes, it was.
So they could make it, yeah. So could make
it as an Energon Universe figure. That's true.
Yeah.
Anyways, this guy looks great. I hope people can get him. I hope he restocks. Like they did, like 4 or 5 batches on Serpentor. I don't see why they couldn't do that now. If the demand's there, that's a suplex. Thank you. I don't watch wrestling. I just.
He has some Doom wings.
He does. All right. Toransu Formazu. Let's talk about the MCM London reveals, which these are the best pictures I got, so bear with me. Remember when we were talking about at New York Comic Con, there was a missing Bumblebee from the listings?
And Ape Link.
And here is Bumblebee. It's a redo. It's a partial retool. Or it's a pretty heavy retool of the Studio Series Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, the VW Bug version, and he looks way more movie accurate now.
Because the original is based on concept art, and so he definitely looks more movie accurate. I know some people still complain about the wings, but
the wings fold away.
Yeah, the wings fold away, but also like here's the thing: look, they could try their best, but it's impossible to hide his wings because he compresses a lot. I don't think they could do that on a deluxe figure.
Yeah,
compressing all the store kibble into his torso or something like that.
Yeah, they do fold away. I don't think there's a good shot here, but there's a shot right here. There you can see they're folded down. They do fold. They rotate now. The first one, I believe, the wings didn't rotate.
I think he might not have a waist swivel, but that probably sacrificed for transformation scenario there.
MJ Klein, Sergeant Slaughter did get a WWE action figure. I think he got 2 of them. I have one of them that was like a Mattel Creations exclusive in a fancy box.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I want the version where he betrayed America.
I think they made that one too. Wasn't the one the Wave?
I'm making a joke. I think they did make the one from the 90s when he became an Iraqi sympathizer.
Yeah. And then, okay, so Rise of the Beasts, also the Ape Link got revealed, which is what we were waiting for as well.
Oh, don't forget they're re-releasing Optimus also.
Yes, they are re-releasing the Optimus, like, the Target exclusive.
Thank God. Thank God.
He's coming back out. And now we have Ape Link. And I gotta say that Beast Mode looks like the movie. New head, new arms, totally fine. I'm leaving mine in Beast Mode. And that's what I'm saying because... here's him crouched down. I think he looks good in Beast Mode because we only saw him in Beast Mode.
I think didn't he have some red in the movie model, or am I just thinking of the original Ape?
You think of the original toy? He was also red in the movie.
Oh, silver. Yeah.
I will say, I like the way the Beast Mode looks. It's accurate. Could we have done nothing to the robot mode? This looks just like Primal.
I mean, what else could I do? We have nothing.
Give him a new head. Like, just,
I mean, he did. You know? He does. Oh, super chat from Miteki.
Ape Link gets a pass, but Galvatron sell out. No, Ape Link doesn't get a pass.
Well, he has new parts, unlike Galvatron. That's the thing.
He does have new parts, unlike Galvatron. The head does not look different enough from Optimus Primal.
But he does. He has a mask on. He has his battle mask on.
Okay.
That counts.
Do something different than that. Like, it's just...
I mean, look. It's a way to get the battle mask head, pretty much.
It is, but... It's just, it feels like they could have done something more interesting with the opportunity.
What else could they do? There's nothing. I do love his weapon. I love they took because the chain was pretty much, because that's the thing about Primal, he was a glorified accessories pack. I do like because the chain was for Battle Trap, but I do love how they reconfigured the chain to be this really cool, like,
kunai thing?
Not like chakram or whatever, like the bladed.
Oh yeah, that part I really like. Is like they actually recontextualized it as actually his accessory and not just parts for what's his name?
Another figure.
Yeah. Battle Trap. Yeah.
I like that. Is the red transport? The transport key, is it red? Was it red in the film ever?
Nope. They just decided let's just cast that. They were like, we need a splash of color because he's all silver and gray.
Maybe no. I think
that supposed to be like when it's activated? Like maybe.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be because when it's activated, it's like glowing orange or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, Infinite said, "Would you guys want a new Legacy Gigatron from Hasbro, the original Karo version?" I would like a new one. I think they could do it as a.
Well, okay, we're getting Omega Prime. We need to get Gigatron.
I think so, and they can repaint him if they make him.
It's kind of weird though because people keep saying, make him a Haslab, and I'm like, just make him a commander.
Make him a commander. And this is the thing too, is that people within Hasbro have been discussing this because you need to make Galvatron, and you can't do that as a Haslab. You need to have the repaint.
Hey guys, I have an idea.
It better be quick because
hear me out. we make him a commander, right? We release that version first. Then we do a generation select Galvatron off that mold. Then, like Dragon Man, where you have to pre-order him, we do Beast Wars Transmetal 2 BotCon Megatron as a made to pre-order one, like we did the Dragon Man for Marvel Legends.
The blue, what was Cryotech?
And we could do a Desaurus, and we could do a Desaurus off of him.
Why do we need to do Desaurus? We have a Desaurus.
Well, okay. Anyways, we're going down a rabbit hole.
BotCon reused that mold like 3 times.
I'm surprised they haven't done Cryotech, honestly.
I'm shocked they didn't do Cryotech. It's the easiest repaints, right? Same with Razor Claw. Like, why didn't they? Those are 2 Beast Wars molds they did not reuse with Megatron and Tiger Hawk when they both have repaints right there ready to go that people like and would buy.
Yeah.
I'd buy both. I have the original toys.
I guess you could Gen Select this guy like a limbo state right now.
Yeah.
Because.
Anyways, let's get back to the Studio Series news. They pipeline revealed that they're reissuing Jazz, but it's the clear plastic version. They are finally making Q. It only took 15 years?
I don't know.
When did Dark of the Moon come out?
2011.
Like 2009, and this is the first one that we're getting in North American retail.
Yeah, because the
Dark
of the Moon Q was an Asian exclusive.
Exclusive, yeah. This ugly
He
bastard.
also comes with a gun that killed him. That's neat.
Okay, I was wondering, because when we saw this, it's like, why does he have a gun? He never used a
That's
weapon
the
in the
gun
film.
that killed him. Yeah.
Okay.
We're also getting Gamer Edition Ironhide.
That means it's a gun for Barricade.
Yeah, it's a gun for Barricade. Yeah. Anyways, there's Gamer Edition Ironhide.
No surprise, because
no
we
surprise.
have
And they're reissuing Shockwave from.
That's good. I know, because I know some people wanted to get that figure.
Salty dog shrimp.
And then Age of Extinction.
That figure was kind of hard to
Prime.
get too because of
Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. That was a bit of a. I wouldn't say a surprise when it popped up in the listing.
I wish we got a better photo of him because the problem with the pose he's in, he's kind of covering his chest, so it's really hard to see. I know some people like.
Bro, he looks like dog shit in that photo.
Yeah, we definitely need to see better photos because half his body is obscured by his arms.
And here's the thing about the Age of Extinction Knight design is when it comes to like the kibble, where does it go? Because that's the problem with the Age of Extinction Knight design. His kibble disappears.
Yeah, he basically mass shifts in that design.
He goes from truck to metallic Nightman. There's no robot bits, no robot kibble.
Because by the time you get to the fourth movie, they stop caring about actually placing the vehicle bits on the robot.
Yeah, so I can't really blame the because I know still people say they're third-party figures. Those are like $100 masterpiece like figures.
And they're incredibly low run,
and they're amazing.
Expensive. They're great.
There's no way.
But they're in a completely different category of production, right? They're not a mass market retail product. They're a fan-driven, let's lose some money but make a cool toy thing.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys, I don't know what the profit margins on third-party Transformers are. I imagine it's not much.
Well, because China they made those
depending on the company and depending on the mold, like if it's just them upscaling and stealing a mold, they make bank on that.
Yeah.
But all original products, that's why they're more limited. That's why like you only get like one a year. Where we got Optimus, then we got Megatron, then we got Lockdown from the same company.
So that was MCM
Lockdown,
London.
Optimus, Megatron. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
for 10/27, Mark stood outside the Hasbro headquarters where they had a big old display for some reason.
He got kicked out.
It was so weird. They're like, everything was inside the studio in different parts of the building, and then suddenly like, and here's Mark on the streets of Hasbro, and I'm like, can you imagine just walking by?
You know why they did it? They weren't sure if they were going to fire him too. They're like, let's get him all outside so he can't try to get back in.
Oh, that's evil, but that actually sounds like Hasbro these days. All right, so basically, here's Mark. He was showing off our first Age of the Primes figure, which is Megatronus the Fallen, and I love that that's his name now. He's like Megan the Stallion. He's Megatronus the Fallen.
First name Megatronus, middle name T, last name Fallen.
It's a mix of designs of. It's got very heavy inspiration of the Dreamwave version of the Fallen from War Within. It's got very heavy inspiration of like Megatronus. They added the Megatronus symbol from Power of the Primes, which I think is going to be on all the Primes.
Not surprised. I do like them having them little logos on them.
Bro, I saw a kid that's probably like younger than Ryan.
Super chat from Mateki. This video looks like they're
moving already. Yeah, it kind of did look like they were like, and this is our last goodbye to this building. Like, yeah. Anyways,
because isn't the fusion cannon? Isn't that the Requiem blaster? Because didn't they say he's gonna come with that?
They said it's the Requiem blaster, which is his fusion cannon.
Which I actually like the idea that coming with the. I like if all the primes is going to come with the relics. That'd be really cool. Because I like that idea. I always loved the idea of the relics.
Wheels, did you have any thoughts on Megatron as the Fallen?
Oh no, I saw some guy that was like either younger than Ryan or Ryan's age try to justify that the best Megatron's design is the RID 2015 and the. What was it? The Prime Wars trilogy, where he just looks like a pope.
I actually like the Megatron.
Fall of Cybertron Megatron wearing a pope hat.
Yeah,
I actually like the Ridge 15 like battle mask look when he has the mask closed. I actually
when the mask is open.
Yeah, he just looks lame. Yeah. But I'm really glad he had the stupid pope hat from Power to Primes in the side.
I also like the guy who's sitting in the
this guy was like adamant, and he was calling everyone stupid.
Guys, do you see this guy sitting in the background of this photo? I just noticed this. He's sitting there in front of his computer. He has his hands like this. Is he checking his email to know if he still has a job?
Now he's editing the stream right now.
Because this was not a live stream. This was filmed in advance because a bunch of these people were in London. I don't know when they filmed it. They uploaded it on the 25th. But I don't know when they filmed
some random guy on his why is some random guy from another building over copy break and this douchebags just recording while he's eating his lunch?
I have no idea. It's very odd. I think Megatronus looks rad.
Do you guys think this is gonna be a pre-tool of
the
series 86 Megatron?
A lot of people have been saying
everyone's
that.
Everyone's saying that, and I believe it.
I could see it. I could see it as an engineering tool.
It's because of the top of the. It's because of the front of the tank and the arm folding up.
AAR said it's
are
this
very
video's
reminiscent
giant man.
of that.
Anyways, new boxes.
Do you know why? It's because it's so resemblance of that Robotech thing. What was it called? The giant RoboSen thing.
The RoboSen. All right.
RoboSen. Yeah.
My favorite part is this backdrop that has this orange sign that says "Do not remove items. You're being recorded." Like, God, the hostility at this company right now.
Right.
Good Lord, guys. They're like, "How dare you take a like? Who's gonna steal from the company that, like, you can get fired just for doing your job well?"
You have you not seen douchebag kick streamers? They will probably break in and steal stuff. Probably knowing them.
Anyways, new box. It's got a window.
Windows are back. Windows are back.
Windows are back. I don't think the window had to have been that big if we're trying to save plastic. But
I would say first of all, the only thing I would say, because in terms of, I actually kind of like the box design because it honestly gives me vibe of the Unicorn Trilogy. I don't know, just the giant artwork on the side.
I like everything about it except that god awful low effort logo.
Well, here's the thing. We'll get this when we get to the series. But sadly, I think this is your whole complaint Transformers now. It just all really should be one line. I think this is the final nail in the coffin because I think that's gonna be the only difference now. Is that what stripe? That stripe is gonna say which line it's gonna be.
So why not just make them one line?
Yeah, I know, right? I think that's the final nail in the coffin. That's why they're the same logo now. Because
I just kind of hate that it for so many years we had great Transformers logos, and I love the Legacy logo, and it's just and now we have block text.
Yep.
You could I could see keep the stripe, but put a cool Age of the Primes logo in the corner or something.
Yeah, nope.
On the side of the box, though, we see Liege Maximo, Megatronus, and what looks like Star Convoy with God Jinrai's chest.
I think TJ Omega said this on Twitter. I
got. Can someone give me a close up? Does anyone have a clean close up? I'm gonna need to look at that box.
I'll go get it because I know TJ Omega. But I like the idea of turning Star Convoy into the actual 13th Prime.
Yeah.
Thing like that because it makes it.
Well, don't forget the whole lore of Transformers that people forget of G1 continuity is allegedly Primes are all just reincarnations.
Isn't Optimus supposed to be the reincarnation of the 13th Prime, and then?
Well,
and Rodimus was also a reincarnation.
I think there's always been a visiting line. All right, Wheels in the stream chat. If you want to see it up close.
You telling me Optimus Prime is Shazarine?
Maybe.
Yes, Jerry. Exactly.
I'm curious to see more, but I do think that we're probably going to get a normal-looking Star Convoy that also allows him to turn into this form. Because
which I like the idea. Because I like that idea. Yeah. Because I think that's going to be the commander class of Age of the Prime. I think his listings was or something like that.
Well, because the Titan class is Star Convoy.
Oh no! Sorry, Star Convoy. What was the
commander class is supposed to be Silver Bull.
Silver Bull, okay.
For Superion. Also, some really cool Megatronus art here as well.
Super chat from Miteki. If Star is the type, why statues same size as the others?
Remember, Maximo's not supposed to be the same size as Megatronus.
Yeah, remember, statues, they don't need to be in scale. They're also supposed to stand next to each other.
Anyways, that was our first reveal. They put this thing up, where they said pre-order October 28th, and then they had to put up a correction today saying, no, it's not going up, it's going up later. Oops. There is a massive miscommunication happening at Hasbro between marketing and the people that actually put stuff up for release. And it's not getting any better, and I think firing more people is not the solution to that. There is a line of communication through a corporate business. Taking people out is not going to make that line stronger. All right. The big reveal, though, of 1027 was the promise Devastator for Studio Series. So here's Scrapper. Oh my god, I'm blanking on their names right now.
Scrapper, it's Scrapper and Bone Crusher. They revealed.
Scrapper's the one with the shovel, right?
Yes.
Okay. Scrapper's going to be a Voyager class figure. He's going to have his gun. He's got full articulation. He comes with Devastator's big gun. I think he looks great. I think he looks good. I don't have like any complaints with him. I think he looks.
That's because the biggest advantage of releasing them, because the biggest problem with Combiner Wars Devastator, besides of course the scale, is
spreading the budget across 6 parts.
Yeah, 6 parts. So all those figures are neutered. Even like, and United Wars did 6 that, but honestly, I think some of the articulation make them look wonky as hell.
A lot of the added articulation would be these hinges, so there'd be a straight cut in the elbow sculpt, and then their arm would go straight up, and then there'd just be a gap.
Yeah, it'll look ugly. It'll look ugly.
The green, they did say this is not the final green. These are EP2s.
I know Devastator Green, the big debate in the fandom.
Yeah, they said they're working on it as well.
So these are 0 out of 10 figures because if these speaks of 86 movie, where's their trumpets?
Look, there's a commander class as part of this combiner, so
you better come with the trumpets.
It very much will. So this isn't the final green color. They did these cool little videos where they showed like Scrapper driving in, transforming.
It gives vibes of a fighting screen, like a fighting screen intro. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then it showed him as part of Devastator. So Scrapper, of course, will form from the knee down on the right leg. Then they showed the next one, which was Bone Crusher.
This has got the unfortunate thing of being the G1 cartoon actor, because man, cartoon Bone Crusher looks ugly.
Yeah. Before that, it is of note, he does not come with the arm of Devastator. He just is himself, right? So you can see in this image here, the grayed out part doesn't come with him, just the green part. And that means he's going to be a deluxe class figure. So that's going to help with the pricing.
I'll say it's smart that the 2 legs are Voyager and the 2 arms are deluxes. That's a smart way.
It's a good way to break it down. It's a good way to spread the budget around. And I think as well, they're all going to be the same height, is what they said. So
yeah, but man, going cartoon colors for Bone Crusher makes it just look like a giant onesie. Doing a onesie.
They did bring out Commander Prime to go next to these guys. So you can kind of see that they're pretty good. I think the size is going to be pretty good. I think it's a good size. They debuted the new packaging, which Ryan mentioned, now has a blue stripe for
here's the question:
series.
Since they're all the same height, that means the deluxes are kind of like the quasi Voyager deluxes, then.
Yeah,
they're a little bit bigger than
we sold you.
Because they said Scrapper was the same size as Gamer Edition Ironhide, so
they're gonna be big. Yeah, big lads. And then
that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So seeing
and they said the prices are all based on engineering because the legs need more engineering than the arms do.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, they need the Voyagers makes sense to make the Voyagers to the legs to make them more stronger plastic, so they can support the weight. Also, I'll say seeing the proto the mock-up boxes with the mock-up image in the packaging gives you Buzz Lightyear, Toy Story 2 Hall Buzz Lightyear vibes.
Another note about the packaging, because the pre-orders went up today, the packaging no longer has those registration numbers for Studio Series.
Which pre-orders?
For Bone Crusher and
Bone Crusher and Scrapper went up today.
Are they sold out?
I think they sold out on Pulse, but I think they're available pretty much everywhere else. Pulse is so weird lately. I don't like even ordering from them.
Pulse is bad. Well, Pulse is bad in general.
They charged me like 4 days ago for my Deadpool, Wolverine, and Logan, and they haven't shipped them yet. So
I just wish I could get my goddamn breakdown.
Yeah, and that's the thing they mentioned, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So the boxes no longer have those identification codes, which is fine with me because it's not like that.
Do you mean like 86?
Yeah, it's not 86-12, and they have like this thing right now where Galvatron and Commander Optimus have the same number.
I think
they also don't have the stupid cardboard backdrops that I've wanted them to drop for a long time because those are so pointless. I don't know anybody that uses those things.
They're not big. Here's the problem with them is they're not big enough to be actual good backdrops for toy photography.
Yeah. And nobody has room to display all of them individually because that's basically like displaying them in the box because they're the same size as the box. Anyways,
you have enough to make a box for it with them.
Now, for a change of pace, which is nice to see, they put up a roadmap. Where'd the image go? There it is. They put up a roadmap for Devastator. April, I was going to put big quotes, April, even though all the
as they say in the quarter down there.
It does say on shelf date subject to change. April, Bone Crusher for $24.99, Scrapper for $34.99. July, long haul, and Hook will be a 2-pack for $90. And they said, yes, that is more expensive than 2 Voyagers, but it's because they come with the head, the arms, the thighs, the other extra pieces. They said there's more accessories included. Mm-hmm. And then in September, we'll get Scavenger and Mixmaster at Deluxe and Voyager price. I think this is great.
Wouldn't it have been smarter to... This is just a question.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have been smarter to just put the 2 Deluxes together with the extra parts and try to charge them a liter price or something?
I don't think that would have worked because, like you already said, these are beefy Deluxes.
Yeah, I mean, people are already complaining about, Transformers price and high and blah 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 blah. It's it's one of these where they're priced because they're like I think it's pretty smart. Deluxes are arms, makes sense. Voyagers are the legs, and then the 2-packs the torso. I think it's a smartly
because Hook and Long Haul are going to have more engineering to them than any of the others, and because they need to include the head and the arms. And the hands,
and the feet, and probably the feet. No, does it feet?
No. They may also include extra accessories,
like trumpets.
Yeah, so trumpets to play the Voltron theme.
And as a pre-order bonus, Starscream's Ashes.
Oh, if only. So the other thing is, they did say that they were originally planning to do Devastator over 2 calendar years. And reshifted it to 1 because of what happened with Breakdown in Minnesota. They were saying, well, Benjamin, they already did do Devastator as a Titan, and it didn't work out as well because they had to spread 1 budget across 6 figures as opposed to being able to spread. This is essentially 5 budgets worth of things to do.
Yeah, because pretty much individually they suck as toys. They're bad. And also they're horribly out of scale, because they're giants.
Yeah, because they're trying to make. Because that Devastator is almost as big as he's actually taller.
It was Titan class.
He's I think the same height as Omega Supreme.
For some reason.
Yeah. All right. So Breakdown was hard to get because he was released in a separate year from the rest of Minosaur. It was a mess. They're trying to avoid that, and I'm glad to see that they're making content.
So here's the question: are they going to reissue regular Breakdown then?
I do not know because
I don't want that G2 shit.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that, but. Because they're kind of in
at the very least, put a pulse. I just think they should just really.
I think they should do a made to order. Do a made to order breakdown. Reissue.
Right? Because here's the thing, my order got canceled. My orders got canceled.
That happened to a lot of people. I think a made to order reissue wave of Minosaur that you order the part you need would be really great. Because a lot of people are missing pieces, and I think that would, even if it's just breakdown, it would help immensely. And that way they don't have to worry about making a whole, several cases worth of breakdown and it not selling and being a big issue. Yeah. If they just do a made to order, let's get all the breakdowns out there that we need to get out there, that'd be that.
I'm curious if these guys...
No one wants G2 except for Metal.
Well, G2's for specific audience that want G2, that's the thing.
It's a very niche of a niche.
I mean, same with the toy version. Yeah, that's the thing.
Same with the toy version.
I do hope these guys are in their own case assortment and not lump in with another wave.
They're supposedly part of waves.
Oh boy, I hope that doesn't.
Supposedly, Bone Crusher's in the same wave with Elita 1 and.
I'm hoping they're pack. I hope they're pack. I hope they're like 2 per, three or so in per pack because a lot of people want that.
They said they wanted to have them available for more times. They also said Studio Series is going to only have 3 waves a year now, so that they can have longer time on shelves. And they said they're going to avoid repeating characters wave to wave. People misinterpreted this as they're not doing repacks or package refreshes anymore. That's not what they said.
It's you won't get Agent Extinction Optimus and the next wave Transformers 1 Optimus is the best way to describe it, right?
That's kind of what it's like. They said they want to have unique characters each time because they mentioned how Rise of the Beast Bumblebee was in 2 waves back to back, and so it ended up clogging shelves. And so I think that it's smart because remember when we had the RC overlap of the last couple of years.
You got Kingdom RC, and then there was Legacy.
First of all, Earthrise RC didn't sell. Then they repacked her in Kingdom, which they didn't need to do. Then they made the Bumblebee movie RC, and
then there was Cyberverse
was
RC.
overproduced. Cyberverse RC. And then you had Studio Series 86 RC, and they were all on the shelf at the same time, all clogging the shelf at the same time. And that was a major issue. I think they're trying to avoid that. So they're obviously going to be doing reissues. They just announced a reissue of Shockwave, Rise of the Beast Optimus, and there was another repack, wasn't there? Jazz.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there was Jazz.
Wait, here's the question: which Jazz are we getting? Is this the
A6.
Jazz from the 5-pack, or this is base?
It's
translucent window,
clear
release.
plastic window, just the same as the previous single. It should have been the 5-pack version, but anyways, they're trying to reorganize to fix some of the issues that retail's been having with Transformers of clogging of characters. I think it's smart because there's been so many times I've seen like my Target had both Blitzwings for months, both the Legacy and the Evolution.
I think I'm curious how, because that's the thing. Like right now, you can find you go to your show, you can easily find animated Bumblebee, Studio Series G1 Bumblebee, Transformers 1 mainline Bumblebee, and like another Gamer Edition Bumblebee or one Earthspark Bumblebee. Yeah, Earthspark Bumblebee. I hope they can fix that problem because I think that's the problem with the Transformer saturation.
I think what they need to do is start understanding. As someone made the joke, you don't need to have every Transformer in the same show every year or production.
Yes.
Like you need to start rotating them again because
like we've been talking about, one of the reasons Transformers 1 underperformed is because the brand is oversaturated with media, it's oversaturated with toys, and it's oversaturated with the same set of characters every single time. We need some shakeups. So I think this is a good move. I'm glad to see this chart. I hope when they reveal Superion, who's been in listings, we get a similar chart. Like, let's not play cat and mouse. Let's just reveal the whole combiner and say, this is how we're planning to release it. Because, see, they didn't have to show the other 4 components of Devastator, but we got an idea of what it looks like. We know
remember when they did that?
We know what the combined form looked like, which is a thing that the Masterpiece Raiden had an issue with, because people were like, what does the combined mode look like? This is $1,000 combiner.
Wasn't it like a silhouette for a long time, right?
Yeah, they never actually showed it. Whereas here, adding to all of this, they had the gray model of Devastator out there on display.
I will ask which model, because I know some people have been saying it looks a lot like Commander class, the Titan class Devastator from Commander Woods, but like they're all based off one of the Pacific Devastator models, because Devastator is one of those characters that have a lot of different designs depending on who's animating the episode.
It was based on I would say the season 1 look is what they usually go with. Because
here's the thing. Remember where you said like the good thing about having this like timeline?
Yeah.
Remember when they did that for the Power of the Primes leak? I feel like they stopped that because they were afraid it was going to leak the entire wave. But everyone's like, well, if it's a combiner, we would like to know which wave has what parts.
Like,
so
I don't need to know what's in every wave up front, but if it's a combiner, I would like to know.
Combiner, I want to know the breakdown. Yeah, exactly, the breakdown.
Because now I'm looking at this. I'm not looking at this like, oh man, if Bone Crusher is a Deluxe and Scrapper's a Voyager, does that mean Mixmaster's the Voyager? Oh, how are they going to do long haul? And
yeah, exactly.
You know, like you start doing the math in your head when they only give you part of it, and so like when like Menasor got
also it helps you justify your pre-orders.
Yes, because for me, I'm looking at it like I already have a Devastator. How much do I have to spend on this new one I like more, right? And so it really helps to know. Like I know I need to spend $210 over the course of 2025, and it also is nice to know
which is a price of a Titan class.
It is, yeah.
Enough.
And it's nice to know it's going to be spread across the year, every quarter, basically. Like
you can actually plan out your budget. You can actually plan out your budget.
Yeah, it's not like Menasor where like I was like, oh, you know, it's in waves, so it's not going to be an issue until like the last 2 waves were like short printed.
Right. And it's also like,
and also where it's like I can at least pre-order for this.
And it's not like Movie Devastator, where Movie Devastator design is so complex that it makes sense to be like yearly, because
those are 2 years.
Because there was more of them, and also like their designs are like different enough where you could just release them as their own.
Yeah, also because back in the day we got characters that were part of Devastator that got their own toys, so it worked out. With Devastator, with G1 Devastator, there's very few of these characters people will just buy the one of and not the whole set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the movie Constructicons, you could just buy one of them if you like that design. But as you can see, scale-wise, he's bigger than Menasor. He's taller. He's a little bit wider.
But you see the same vague scale.
I like it. It's not like he's not towering over everybody the way that the Titan class one was.
He's not the bully in the schoolyard.
Yeah. So I think he looks great. I'm so glad they showed him to us in full combined mode. They gave us that roadmap. I can imagine how the rest of it's all going to work out, and I'm 100% on board. Sign me up. I'm going to get a Devastator. I'm still not buying Commando Prime.
So when's our animation error Shockwave in like Megatron and green for the con colors?
Maybe never, because like you said, Generation Selects is dead. Anyways, so I think that's everything.
And that's
from
a shame.
Hasbro.
Yeah, that should.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be it.
There's one more piece of Transformers news. It's a leak, but I didn't pull the leak.
Oh, welcome back!
Card. Welcome back, Leak Watch. There's a catalog that came out showing some new Transformers toys from Takara. This is going to be the Takara Tomy Wild King series. Official announcements and pre-orders may drop next week. They are April releases, except for 2 of them that are May. They're called Energy Masters and Energy Beasts. Optimus and Megatron are 4,950, slightly more than a deluxe class. The Beasts are 2,750. So, they got multiple things. There's going to be an accompanying anime on YouTube premiering in March with a monthly new episode, which means...
Welcome back, Transformers Go.
Welcome back, Transformers Go. The lineup is going to be as such. There will be a... for the Wildo King sets, which is 7,700 yen each, Optimus and Rytol, Megatron, and Captain Volca. Then you can get Energy Master Optimus Prime or Energy Master Megatron for 4,750. And then there is beasts that are Rytol, a giraffe, Hydrophant, an elephant, Volca, a T-Rex, Reefback, a Triceratops, Ignite Bite, which is a wolf or a lion, Slibotron is a Spinosaurus, and those will be 2,750. And here's the grayscale models of these from the catalog.
I am very curious about this line, because this looks like the wacky combiner stuff that I've been missing for a bit for Transformers.
And there's also this image up here of what looks like Optimus as a torso, and 4 of these things as his limbs. Like,
Gatai!
Welcome back, Super Link Convoy.
Yes, give me back my Super Optimuses. I missed them so badly.
Yeah, but Takara's doing their own Transformers line that doesn't involve Hasbro, and hasn't happened in a long time. So,
since Go.
So, welcome back, Japanese exclusive Transformers. More on that in the future.
They saw how all the Trigger Short did.
Yep. All right, and on that note, we're done.
What's the plan?
Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger.
Yes.
So what's the plans for this week on the channel?
We got videos.
It's spooky. It's spooky week.
Spooky week. So Wednesday's video will be my Halloween special for the year, tentatively titled "Halloween Horror Nights vs. Oogie Boogie Bash," also known as Nuclear Bomb vs. Coughing Baby.
New Age of Halloween.
New Age of Halloween. It's going to be like I have footage from both events because I went to both back to back. I'll do some kind of. I think I haven't edited.
Do we have
it? I'm going to do this.
Super chat from Muteki.
Yes.
His name is Grand Convoy.
Thank you, Muteki, for the correction because I did forget that.
Do we have shorts to the monsters this week?
I didn't really have any new monsters to do.
Oh wow, really?
Like NECA was supposed to have had stuff out, but they just got delayed like usual.
Did you get that Star Wars 2-pack?
I got that Star Wars 2-pack, and I got Professor Burke from London After Midnight, and that's like it.
Quick short those.
Maybe. I already got shorts set up for this week. I got Colossus. He's gonna be a hit. Marvel.
But he's too happy to be spooky.
I know, but he's easy. So I got Colossus. He's gonna come up tomorrow. Wednesday will be the Horror Nights vs. Oogie Boogie Bash. I'm gonna do 2 versions of the video. Okay. There's gonna be 2 things. This is how I'm gonna do this. So, the video goes out Wednesday to everybody. Will be a nicely edited, like, digest version of both events, the key iconic best moments, some commentary from me, that sort of thing. Channel members will get, like, I don't know, 2 hours of raw footage of going through all the Horror Nights mazes and, like, all the villain interactions and stuff. I'm not going to use all of it in the main video, because there's just a little too much of it, but you guys might just enjoy it. So I'm just going to put up as a member thing. It's not a member first thing. It's just a member only thing. It's just raw footage. And if people like that, I might do more of that in the future. If I do like more event stuff where there would be like raw footage things to have. And that'll be all channel member levels.
Soundout.
Yeah. What?
Remember the part where you were like, "Hey, Wheels, how do we get Hades mad?" And I said, "Oh, I have ways to get Hades mad." And I just sent you a list of shit about James Woods.
Yep, and it was funny too because we actually got Hades not mad about any of that. We got Hades mad for another reason, but he didn't blow his top, which was what we were hoping for because it's really cool. But we did see Hades light up his stage with anger, so we have footage of that. Anyways, lots of great stuff. I'll cut it together. It'll be super nice. But the raw footage will go up for members, just for fun as like a bonus thing. And so that'll be kind of cool for that. Thursday will be Chopper's Halloween adventure because Chopper went to Oogie Boogie Bash and Halloween.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite JoJo part.
Yes. So Chopper's Halloween adventure will be fun, and then Friday will be a new Sentai Showcase episode. Because
maybe a Halloween stream on Thursday. Maybe depends.
Maybe, yeah, I might do a Halloween stream. I know some people voted on it in the Discord. I just don't know what I'm doing exactly yet on that day.
Darkstalkers.
If I'm not like totally burned out by Thursday, maybe Darkstalker stream. So
we'll do that macabre way we did an NBC stream.
Could. That would be kind of like resurrecting a ghost. So. That is the plan for the week. It will be fun stuff. Channel members. I'll make a community post about this. We're going to do a channel member exclusive live stream on November 3rd. I'll post about it. I'll schedule it. It's going to be same time, but just on Sunday. So that
same sound channel.
same sound time, same sound channel. Just like we're going to do it just as like a hangout stream.
Super chat from Ateki. I see Metal blow up his top on stream Friday.
It's true.
Are we allowed to mention that?
I'll allow it for now because
I don't know what he did on Friday.
All right, so we'll do a member exclusive live stream on November 3rd. I'll make a community post about it. I'll schedule it so people know about it. That'll be just a hangout stream for channel members, and that'll hopefully be a little bit more engaging than doing an after show to our already long Monday streams. So that's what's going on. I think I got everything. All right, guys, promote your stuff. Go for it.
Callus, what do you do tomorrow?
Well, I stream King of Fighters 15 where I'll be a lot more talkative and as happy as I am today.
Heck yeah.
At 4 p.m. Eastern, with Soundout, twitch.tv/fightercows. Yeah, check out the social media with the same name. Soundout, I'm pretty sure linked to Twitch.
Yes, I did.
Just like Dark Claw, I do art, but unlike Dark Claw, I don't have commissions open because my tablet, even though it works, is being wonky at the moment.
Hooray!
Not reliable enough.
Speaking of, you can follow me at Dark63 on YouTube, Twitter, and Blue Sky. I do art commissions, so I don't always use this radio channel. You want any? Feel free to DM me on Twitter, Blue Sky, or Sounds. Let's go roll call. The link in the description below.
Yay!
Yeah, DM him for commissions.
Yeah.
Until I fix my tablet.
Wheels, what do you got?
Check out our website, Hero Club, at hero-club.com. It's in the chat. You can go there and visit our site. You can see all of our past interviews. You can also go to our YouTube channel and all of our social media pages by using Hero Club for Life. If you want to just interact with the actual interviews that were done in person or over Skype or, just recorded, go there, They're still embedded on the site, whatever your choice, etc., etc. We got at least a few interviews coming, and we have a Hero Club Live coming that me and Soundout have to figure out how we're doing it, because we're either probably doing part of the live on Soundout's stream and then put it in the archive on the Hero Club channel, or we're just putting it on Hero Club, and you're just going to have to go to Hero Club's YouTube channel in the future.
So stay tuned for all that. And
it's the Cluster F.
We'll be back next Monday, same sound time, same sound channel, and we'll be back for members on next Sunday as well. So see you guys next week.